Oh, I'm live. All right. What's happening, good people on YouTube? We got a surprise session. Sunday dinner. I'm just getting set up. I'm about to let my people in on Zoom and we can pick up from there. I was trying to do something a little fancy, but ain't got it set up right. So whatever the case may be, we are in this. Let's have that conversation and jump it out. Let me share the link. Share the link out, and then we'll get down to business. Special edition Sunday dinner. It's been a while. I can't remember how many weeks it's been, but it's been some time since we've actually done this. I'm looking forward to the discussion and to have some fun. So if you're catching this on replay, let me know in the comments, drop a replay if you're here live with me. Rock with us as we go down this discussion path. I was going to say rabbit hole, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We should have some good commentary and the like. All right, I'm just getting my pages in order. All right, 2 o'clock. We're about to rock. 2 o'clock on the dot. I ain't in my drop top, cruising the streets. What you know about that? Let me drop this over in Facebook. What's going on with that? Come on. Y'all know how things go, right? It's only when you're in a rush that something breaks down, right? It's like I'm in between here in my studio. I'm a little chilly. If I turn it up, I'm going to get hot. So I'm going to dive into it either way. 2 o'clock. All right. So we're about to get started. All right. Got that cracking. All right. We got a good crowd forming in the Zoom. I'll drop the link over on YouTube to let everybody know, to give you access to come in and join us for this discussion. Hey, everybody, appreciate y'all being here today. All right. How do I turn this on so I don't have to do this every 12 seconds? Y'all know it's been so long, right? I don't remember exactly how to I don't remember exactly how to do all of this. All right. It's been a while. It's been a while. How my people been? All right. Let me know in the comments if you miss me, right? If you missed this room, if you missed this discussion, say me in the comments. And also let me know where you're watching from today, right? Sunday, September 20. September. Boy, man, this year went so fast, right? Like, first of all, the year went fast. And it feels like September, but look, we are all the way in December. December 28th. There we go. All right, I got my people flooding in. Yeah, again, they say it's like riding a bike. You can get right back to it, right? That's not true because everything that I was trying to do, I had this fancy stuff on my background shifting and changing. I had to scrap it. I had to scrap it in the last minute. But anyway, it's good to be back. Welcome to a special edition Sunday dinner, good people. I appreciate y'all joining me today. This is the last Sunday dinner of 2025, right? It's the last Sunday of 2025. So it's definitely that. I told you that we weren't going to do them regularly. So there may be some more of these in 2026. We don't have our schedule down just yet, but that's just a little bit of a heads up. I do miss this space. I miss this engagement. I miss y'all, right? I miss having these conversations. But I've definitely been engaged in doing a lot of other things. I don't know if y'all have been following, but we're definitely producing a lot more content around here at Urban Intellectual. So I knew was going to have to do something with all that energy, right? We had built up all of our Sundays. So if you've been following any of our social channels, I'm just realizing I'm missing a light. If you're following any of our social channels, you will see a lot more of our content going up on a regular basis, and we're going to do even more in 2026. So a lot of that is coming down the pipeline. All right. Hey, Dr. Anita, Nicole, Erica, I see you. Latanya, Jersey. Is that right? Tempe, Arizona. Autumn. All right. Ra, Yanae, Tam. Yeah. All right. My people are here. All right. Give me a one in the comments if this is your first Sunday dinner. Give me a two in the comments if you're a veteran and you've been here more than 4 or 5 times. Let's do it that way. But if it's your first time, welcome, right? So it's a different type of format here on Sunday dinner. So as we harken back to that good old days, right, when the family used to get together on Sundays and engage in our community 2++++, right? Right. 2000, right? Yeah, so we're recreating that moment in this virtual space, giving us an opportunity to be heard, to come and commune amongst our community and our people. And just frankly, I miss it, right? I always got an opinion on something anyway. And this was definitely an opportunity to not only share my opinion, but to hear your thoughts. And there has been a lot going on in and around the community, to say the least, right? But this is the holiday season. Oh, happy post Christmas to everyone. Happy, what are we celebrating? Kwanzaa. We got the new year coming up. Happy New Year to everybody. Who is ready for 2026? Like, can we just put 2025 in the rear view mirror? Y'all president has been something else, to say the least. And the thought that it hasn't even been a full year yet is mind-boggling to me. Yeah, we do have quite a few newcomers, Doc. That's good. That's good. Look, that people are yearning for good discussion and conversation. So if y'all are new here, eventually I'm going to open up the microphone. Right. Eventually I'm going to open up the microphone. You can raise your Zoom hand and then you can join into the discussion and conversation and be heard. This is what kind of makes this room a little bit different. It's a little bit different, right? It's not just me lecturing and talking at y'all all day, but really just opening up the dialogue and the conversation and giving you an opportunity to be heard and to give that input. And I think that's what many of us miss. Ready with God. I know that's right. Thank you so much for doing Sunday dinner. All right, Angela, I appreciate you. Second time. All right, Patricia Bennett, welcome back. Appreciate y'all. All right, so my first question, I just want to throw it out. What do y'all miss about Sunday dinner? Like, what is the connection? I have a lot of assumptions, right? We got like, um, I know it was sad having that last Sunday dinner, right? And all of that, but y'all know I love it. I can't help myself. So anybody want to raise their hand and just let me know, what do you miss about Sunday dinner? Yeah, don't be shy. Family conversations. All right. It was my spiritual dinner. I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. Dr. Anita. And then I got Jan. I see community in the comments.
Hi, Freddie.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. I was putting it in the chat, but I'm so glad to be able to say it. I got my fire from Sunday dinner. The conversations, the inspiration. It's like we were on fire, and it would put me into action. And so I love the fire, the inspiration it gave me of knowing that there were people who thought like me out there doing what I'm doing and trying to make an impact. So that's where I got my inspiration and my fire. So I'm so happy that you're ending this year with a Sunday dinner. I couldn't miss it. I couldn't miss it. So thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate your energy always. And thanks for the kind words. All right, Jan, let's go to you.
Yeah, good. Can you all hear me? I want my headphones out.
It's a little choppy.
Okay. So, Dr. kind of put it in where you get it. I miss the family. I miss getting together and just hearing, chopping it up with everybody, having authentic conversation that you didn't have to worry about being judged by. The freedom to say what we needed to say how we needed to say it.
Are you far away from the microphone? Can you get closer?
Hold on. Let me try this. Hold on. I'll come back. I'll come back.
Okay. Okay. I heard family, I heard community. in there, but it was just a little bit choppy. I see down in the comments sharing experiences, fellowship, meeting with the cousins. I love that. Education, conversation with education with people who want to learn about our mutual history. Yeah, feeling part of a community. Oh, Mildred, you like, yes, yes. Conversation. I love that. All right, what if we did it like monthly or quarterly or something like that? Like is that the same? I know it's not the same every single week, but I definitely miss it, and I like this opportunity to come together. I got some other ideas of something that we're birthing, and we need a little bit more space to bring that. Good monthly is good. Yeah, maybe a monthly dinner. I might be able to commit to that. I kind of like that. Monthly is better than nothing. All right, all right. Say, all right. If you're offering it, you'll take it, but you rather get weekly. I understand that. I understand that. I definitely miss the space. I miss the opportunity, like I said, to hear from y'all, to engage with y'all. But today, I want to make sure that we have quarterly works too, right? Everyone has said it all, right? Yeah, yeah. So I guess we're all kind of in agreement on that. Um, I do, yeah, okay. So then in addition to that, like how has 2025 been to y'all? And in the comments, you can drop it down in the comments. You can raise your hand and join the conversation. In one word, how has 2025 treated you? Let's go that route. Now we know politically things have been crazy, but what about in your life? How is everyone doing? One word. I know that's tough. Um, but yeah, let me hear from you. One word, how would you say 2025 has been treating you?
I would say blessed. God
Oh, I like that.
continues to provide.
I like that. I like that. Blessed. Welcome back. All right. Busy. I see that. Chaotic. Okay. Challenging. Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year. It's been a lot going on, right? In our lives, our personal lives, stretched. I like that. That's a good word. Um, yeah, enlightening. All right, so we got some growth. What is what's the biggest thing you learned in 2025? And you can raise your Zoom hand, join the conversation, or just drop it down in the comments as well. What's the biggest thing you've learned in 2025? Oh, and my word would be challenging, right? So our challenging, right? It's been a year, right? It's been a year. Let's just put it that way. Difficult, Autumn. I feel that mix. I've been very challenged and blessed at the same time. Reckoning. Oh, Warren, that's strong. Okay. Come on, Doc. What's the biggest thing you learned in 2025?
For me, it's y'all got me okay? Okay, good.
Yeah.
For me, it's been the Black History classes. They, with Dr. Aiden and with Miss Gwen, have totally opened, because I've been in it for almost a whole year now,
Yeah.
have totally opened my eyes to things that I wasn't always aware of. And it's like that was where I get my information. Here is where I get my inspiration. And so I'm going to share something now. I know Miss Gwen is probably on here, and Freddie, I'm about to take a little license here if you don't mind. I don't know if you know this yet, but
Oh, yes. Yes.
you do know?
I do know. I do
Okay.
know.
Is it
I'm
okay if
super
I
excited.
say?
Yeah, please share. Please
Okay,
share.
okay,
Hey, y'all,
okay.
this about to blow you away.
Well, that when you said 2025, what did it do? It set me on fire. And it's like when I'm on fire, I my teaching brain kicks in, because my way of protesting whatever's going around me is through education,
Mm,
because it's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men, is number one. And
mm,
number two, people who know who they are and where they're from do better.
yeah.
And my policy right now, with everything that's been going on in 2025 and how y'all have put me on fire and how Dr. Aiden and Miss Gwen have given me my information, I'm like, okay, it's time for my major protest. So just to let everybody know, Miss Gwen Ebron and I have applied for and been approved by the Guinness World Record Association to attempt the world's longest Black history lesson. And so, yeah, that's your fault, Freddie. No, because when I'm on fire, I have to act. And it
Yes.
was like, I was like, what better person to help me do this than Miss Gwen? So I asked her if she would join me, and she so graciously accepted. And so we are on fire now. So, in observance of Black History Month, and definitely in protest of all the efforts to erase us and our contributions, in February 2026 in Philadelphia, Miss Gwen and I are attempting, and we will be teaching for more than 30 hours, covering Black and African history from ancient Africa all the way to our contemporary contributions.
Wow.
So we'll be doing this in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you know, the birthplace of the country. While they celebrating their little 250 years, we're going to be celebrating centuries of Black excellence from the continent throughout the diaspora. She and I are pulling our lessons together now. And with everything that I've learned from her and Dr. Aiden, I'm on fire. I told y'all Sunday dinner gives me my fire, and the classes give me my information. So between those two, we're ready. We're ready. And
Yeah.
so we're going to ask everyone to keep us in your prayers. And in the new year, we'll be continuing to post and, you know, letting you know what you can do to support us, to watch us, whatever. We've got the lessons, so then we've got to get the. Sorry about that. I knew my phone would ring the minute I was on mic. But yeah, it's going to be an endeavor, and we look forward to sharing it with everybody in the universe, in the Sankofa universe and everything. I'm not a major poster, but I soon will be, of keeping everybody up to date on what we're doing. But on February 27th, we will be attacking this monster and meeting the challenge. So I just want to tell you guys that. So you're saying 2025 inspiration, 2026, we're gonna put it out there.
I
So
love it. I
thank you
love
for
it.
letting me say it, Freddie.
Yeah, thank you for saying it. Thank you for having the courage to go for it, right? That's pretty
Yes.
big. And bringing Sister Gwen in, you're right. That's like a perfect combination to make that happen. 30 plus hours in a row.
Yes.
Will it be streamed on Guinness, or do they do that? Or I was talking to Gwen and trying to
Yeah,
figure
Guinness
out
doesn't
how could
stream
we do
anything,
it.
so we've got to figure out streaming and everything. Her church does stream, so we're hoping that we can, you know, get into there. But that's where somebody who has a streaming service or a streaming platform, if they want to come alongside us and set up their cameras and stream it, we're open to whoever wants to broadcast it. We're open to that, because I'm an individual, she's an individual. We're not doing this as sponsors or anything. This is two, you know, educating women wanting to educate the world. And so whoever has cameras or video equipment or whatever, they're welcome to come set it up and stream as much as they like. We're opening it up to the world.
Philadelphia, you got to come out. I love that. I love that. All right, so we'll try to stay plugged in to keep the people aware
Yes.
as well. That's going to be really exciting. I love it. Yeah, they fired up in the comments.
Yes. I'm going to put my email in the chat. So if anybody has, you know, resources or whatever, want to just reach out and find out more details, they can contact me.
Yeah, and they were asking how can they support. So I guess maybe start with the email, right? And
Yes. And
we
then
can
I
start
do
a
have
conversation.
information I can send out to people about, you know, volunteers, timekeepers, witnesses. We need everything, because they are dotting their I's and crossing their T's on us. And I know they are. The
Yeah.
current record is just 26 hours. We're going to hit 30 to make sure there's no question that the record was broken.
Wow, I didn't even know it was a record.
It
So
is. It is.
how
It
about
is.
that? How
Yes.
about that? That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I know y'all gonna do it. You're gonna smash the
Oh,
record.
yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Drink some water, take some naps in between.
Oh, no, we only get 5-minute break every hour. That's it. Oh,
Oh,
we have to be up
both
for
of
30
you,
hours. That's it.
have to stay up.
Yes, sir. I've
Wow.
already been practicing this. I hate to say it, it's a piece of cake to stay up. Now afterwards, I'm out.
Afterwards.
But I've been practicing. I've been staying up, you know, and being active. And I actually went up to the school to teach and everything. And I did it for 38 hours. So, I mean, my old school, they're like, you can come on up here. And I was good. I came up there and taught all day long. And that's like, well, how many hours? I'm up to 38 hours. So I figured I can do this. Physically, it's okay.
Woo!
Yes.
Right. All right. Well, there go that fire. We might have to bring back a Sunday dinner just to make sure you're excited then. Keep you fired.
Yes. Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Doc. We definitely looking forward to it. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Um, and hey, thank you for mentioning the classes, right? I know Sister Gwen, she appreciates when we get more people into the classes anyway. So if you're interested in what Dr. Nita was talking about, we have a series of Black History classes that our instructors teach inside of Urban Intellectuals. We utilize the Zoom platform. So that's available everywhere. And I got a Sunday dinner special for you, right? So for 10 people, we're doing a 1-year membership for $225. If you're already in as a member, then we'll just add a year on top of wherever you are in the payments. Classes are typically $40 a month. There is one live Black History class taught each week. And you have access to all of the previous classes. We gotta be over 100 classes available by now. Let's see, Sunday dinner special. Black History classes. All right. There we go. So if you're interested in doing that, it'll be $225 for the year. For the first 10 people, the next 10 people, it'll be $250, on way up to 300. So we'll be accepting 40 people into the program in total. But if you want to get your deal or your special, right, you definitely want to do that now. Again, it's $40 a month. And you know, if you spend a year inside of the program, it's $480 for the year, but it's definitely worth it. And you see, Dr. Anita has been inspired to break a Guinness World Record, right? And bringing in Sister Gwen Ebron is just a beautiful thing. If you're like, hey, I wish my children could get involved with Black History early, part of that special also, you will see down at the bottom of the page. I should be able to share my screen. Yeah, so down at the bottom of the page, we tried to make it simple and easy for you to sign up, but you can just, yeah, there we go. Drop your information in here. You can scroll down. You can select Sankofa Club. This is where we teach live Black history to children. Sankofa Circle is for the adults. So they're $225 for the year for each one of those. You'll see the payment down here, processing. And if you just wanted to do both of them, it'll be $425 total for 12 months of instruction inside of Urban Intellectuals with our world changers, Gwen Ebron, Dr. John Aiden, and Brother Damon Tyler, and others, right, that we bring in here and there. But it's great information, great opportunity. So make sure that you sign up for that today. Take advantage of the offer. Appreciate y'all considering that. All right, that was good, Doc. You got me fired up, right? I'm trying to figure out if I can make it out there. I got some stuff going on, but I would love to be there streaming. I might need a nap though. I don't. I might need a nap. I keep y'all fired up, right? I have to get the water and make sure you got some electrolytes and snacking and eating and stuff like that. All right. Jan says there are any words to describe how the classes are. Every class provides a wealth of information. Yeah, if you really, the fact of the matter is Trump is doing us a favor because he's just reminding us that no one has ever been trying to share our history and our culture, right? And the stuff that they do share is pretty watered down and weak, to say the least. But history and culture provides context. I always say that history cures ignorance. But we want to put that into our young people early. And we want to correct the miseducation that we've been put through as well. So one way to do that is to join us inside of Urban Intellectuals, our Black History classes. So we call it the Sankofa Club for children, Sankofa Circle for our adults. I haven't heard it put like that. He's doing us a favor. Yeah, Angela, he really is, because it's just a reminder. And most of us, give me a no in the comments if you didn't go through the Western educational system. Give me a yes in the comments if you did, right? But most of us went through the Western educational system, and most of us are still miseducated. Most of us still don't know our true history and culture, especially from an enlightening and an inspiring perspective. That's just a fact. So if we continue along just accepting the status quo of the history, we're going to continue getting the same output. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not a wonderful person. That doesn't mean that you're not contributing to the community or the society, but it's just better when you're tapped into your community, when you're tapped into your people. And I think that history brings compassion and understanding for people that look like you, that come from places that you come from, or even different places, right? Um, you notice the ignorant rift between Africans in America and Africans in the diaspora, right? They're arguing, bickering over small things, but if you understood their history, their culture, their plight, then it could help you continue to learn and grow. So yeah, so we definitely must challenge ourselves and our thoughts. So in order to do that, right, we try to bring together experts inside of our programming to help educate and deconstruct some of the lies that's being put on us. And our children is really the fertile ground, as Dr. Anita was talking about. We got to get started early. And there's this identity conversation to be had before, I think it's 9 years old, right? Children form their identity around that time. And if you don't, you cannot wait, right? You cannot wait till oh, well, I want them to enjoy their childhood. We ain't got time for that. Right, soon as they're born, we are in the fire. Right, Carter G. Woodson talks about it in his book, "The Miseducation of the Negro." Chapter 1 is called "The Seed of Trouble," because the moment that child gets into that classroom, he or she is in trouble because there is a relentless, nonstop attack on who they are, who their people are, and it's really forming their minds. None of this is accidental. I always talk about it in terms of warfare because whenever the colonists or the colonizers go into a country, first things they take is really anyone. If you're going to go to war with someone and you take over, you're going to take control of the media outlets and the educational system. I take control of the media outlets so I can control the immediate narrative about what is happening. I want to take control of the educational system so that I can develop the people into thinking like I want them to think. And that's really what's happening with our children. So back to Trump, he's doing us a favor because he's shaking you by the shoulders and literally saying, "We don't care about you. We don't care about your welfare. We don't care about any of that. Like the development of your children. How are they going to feel? Who cares?" So that type of energy forces us to start saying, "Hey man, we got to do something about that." Right? And the thing about it is you don't have to change the world instantly. All you have to do is change your home, change the dynamic around your children, and you control all of that. So these are like steady reminders, in my opinion, that we got to do something. And it's not going to, yeah, I love it. I love it, Doc. Let me get you up on the screen, right? This is literally how we change the world, right? I got to get me a graphic for this. I say this too much to not like have a graphic, but this is really it, right? This is how we change the world, right? We start with ourselves and continue to build that. Then we expand that to our family because first you got to make a decision that I want to do something. And then this is how it starts to impact your family because you start to change the rituals inside of your family. That impacts their community around you because you can start to go out and seek like-minded families just like you. And then eventually strong families make strong communities make a stronger diaspora. This is literally the ripple effect of how we change the world, but we have to start doing that work. And I think individuals like Trump wake us up, right? Doc, you want to add anything to that?
No, you're exactly right because of his efforts all the way back, even his first administration, talking about CRT and things like that. Me being an intermediate teacher and a college professor, it's like we don't teach that in our schools to the point that I didn't even know what CRT was. So all he did was open my eyes. I said, now if they don't like it, maybe there's something to this.
Mm-hmm.
And so and it, like you said, that's the favor he did us. He woke us up.
Yeah.
He opened our eyes, and I'm loving how our young people, I'm on social media, and I'm loving how our young people are posting and are researching and are contributing to the knowledge of us, about us. And I'm so thankful for these young people that's out there posting on Instagram and Snapchat and
Yeah, they
all that
going.
other stuff. I'm loving it.
They're doing it.
Loving it. I'm loving what he's done. He's opened their eyes to the fact that, oh,
Yeah.
so yes.
I love it. I love it. Well said. I see Dr. Jamal. Come on into the discussion. How you doing, brother?
Good afternoon.
Yes,
we
sir.
are on another subject which is near and dear to me. And I think last time I had talked to you guys about my book in reference to Dr. King, right? And now, a year ago, I wrote another book, and we're right on target. Education starts at home. It has to start at home. So my wife and I, 2 years ago, wrote this book, Ingredients and Consequences of a Rotten Education. And this book talks about it starting at home. Now, over the last year, the traditional education system has kicked me out. A school that I was at, they won the Heritage Bowl, Black History Heritage Bowl, and all of that. Principal, somehow or another, I'm just too strong and too black. So she kicked me out of her school.
Mm.
I went to the high school. I resigned from education and went back in as a long-term substitute teacher. The principal just barred me from the school,
Now,
getting
what
them
you
ready
down there
for
doing, Doc?
winning the third Black History Bowl here in the area. Now, they never told me why they barred me. I never got any paperwork. I went to go do a long-term sub assignment, and one of the people indirectly said, Dr. Rashid, have you talked to the principal? And I said, no, because he doesn't want you in the school anymore.
Mm.
I said, huh. Went to HR. They couldn't tell me. Nobody could tell me, but I know why. My next book came out 2 weeks ago, guys. It's called More and More Ingredients of a Rotten Education.
Mm.
And it included those of us that look like us. They're contributing to the rotten education. I'm in an area where they're all African American students in the school primarily. And what I found is when we become superintendents, we get just as bad as the enemy. Yes,
Mm.
we bring our friends in. We go ahead and adopt to what society has said this is how you should educate. And also, we adopt to the no zero policy. Okay, don't flunk the kid, give them a 60. And they float on through school. And that's also in talking about in the book. I was told indirectly, don't give them a 0, give them a 60. Even when they're not doing the work, give them a 60. And particularly athletes. Can you fix his grade? Can you give him some extra stuff to do to boost up him? Okay. And now part of the book talks about me and the growing up in Chicago in the education system. and but one of the things that I shared was when I was in 8th grade, I had a fourth grade reading score. Didn't realize when I came out of my high school, I had a 1.5 grade point average. Okay. And now, X amount of years later, the no zero policy still continues because we are passing them. They walk across the stage instead of going down the steps. They fall off a cliff into a life that they've not been prepared for. And here it is almost 60 something years later, and nothing has been done about it. And particularly in our own, when we take over the school districts ourselves, there's no major changes.
Mm.
None. 1968 elementary school, and here it is now, and it hadn't changed. It's gotten worse. It starts at home. I heard somebody say when they get their first day at school and society begins to take over those children, we need to get those children before that first day of school and
Mm-hmm.
keep going and keep going and keep going. So right now, let me get this off. So
Mm.
right now, I am becoming an education advocate for what we must stop talking and start walking.
Yeah.
So it was important for me to get on this conversation because of now I'm going to be trying to go all over the place and say a lot of this is our fault. It's African Americans' fault because we are now we're teachers all over the place, but we're taking the subscribed method that's been given to us by society, and if you don't teach it the way they tell you to teach it, they put you out. And then what we want to do is just make sure we're getting paid. Principals getting paid, superintendents getting paid. Let's do what they tell us to do so we can get paid. But the downside of it all turns out to be the failure of our kids in society and not being properly trained and not being educated. And there's an increase of people doing homeschooling,
There is.
going to charter schools and private schools. The district that I used to be in had a decrease, and this is what's happening in Texas. They're closing schools. They're consolidating schools, particularly elementary schools. They're consolidating them, closing down, and you see empty buildings popping up all over the place with the increase of them going to private school, charter school, homeschool, and the governor is allowing money for those who want to go off to private school to leave the public school system altogether. So ingredients of a rotten education, and now came out 2 weeks on Amazon, more and more ingredients of a rotten education. Thank y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. Good conversation. Definitely. It's the truth, right? A lot of us are, at the heads of these things, right? So it's, I mean, at all the different levels, right? From assistant classroom teacher all the way through superintendent. We're in the state senate, we're in the house. At some point we got to start taking control of what's happening. And I understand that there is them educational waters are different, right? I understand, like you got to adhere to certain standards and rules, but we do have revolutionary teachers out there putting in that type of work. But I think the thing that we can control is at home, right? And that's kind of what the brother was talking about, right? And we have to control it at home. This is imperative because we just can't continue to develop generations of children that are just drones going through a system and coming out with a frame of mind, right? I always talk about the framing of the educational system, right? Getting our children to see the world through white eyes, right? To see the world through a European state of mind and not necessarily their African mind. And to only love, honor, and respect things that come out of Europe, right? I saw someone that said Kwanzaa was created by a criminal and you shouldn't be involved in that particular holiday. And I just found that rich, right? Because all of these holidays that we do honor and respect are created by literal criminals, right? Of people who have subjugated other individuals. We're finding out that the president is a criminal. The president is a criminal. Like, in what world is that a thing, right? You know how bad they talk about other countries, these dark countries, right? If they have a modicum of corruption, as if this country isn't corrupted. But here we go with the framing of the mind again, right? Because it ain't really that bad here, y'all. They're not doing those types of things that they're doing in other countries. No, they're doing worse, right? They're doing far worse. And we have to start training our children to think differently, right? And I believe it's a cultural celebration. I like that. I believe we have to start leaning into our children early, right? We have to lean into our community, but we also have to educate ourselves. So that's why I appreciate these types of spaces when people get an opportunity to share their stories, like Dr. Jamal just did, right, and their experiences, because we're not in enough places individually to see how things are interacting or how things are going down in and around the community. So we got a lot of work to do, right? Self-education. And I think as a community, I think we got to start calling people out, right? You got to start calling family members out, right? If I know it's always like, mind your business. I'm just gonna mind my business. But if your brother or your sister is raising your niece and nephew, and I know it's a touchy subject, right? I know that's touchy, but at some point we got to start holding people to a higher standard. Now, you got to be okay when they hold you to a higher standard, right? I know we can get a little sensitive, somebody saying something, but sometimes we got to go ahead and just have the fight, right? We got to just have the fight. Like, man, we got to do better because no one's coming to save us. But this is the work that we have to do, right? They'll be back around to complain on February 1st. Let them complain. That's the truth. Like Bob Marley said, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. This is an absolute truth. Speaking of which, I listened to something. Let me see if I can find this. I listened to something was talking about entertainers. Is this it? That's not it. Here we go. How can I get to the post? There we go. All right, take a listen to this because that was the Bob Marley quote is what made me think about it. So let me share this and think about this because our entertainers, something is up. And I don't want to ruin it. So let me just play this clip and then we'll let you chime in on your thoughts. It's in line with what we are talking about now.
That Jay-Z and Beyonce do not, let's take Palestine out of it, do not know that their black boy's been crushed in mind.
Of course, they know.
You cannot cancel Taylor Swift. You cannot cancel Beyonce. If they woke up tomorrow morning and they said free Congo, free Sudan, free Palestine, they're going to be fine. Rihanna has more wealth than her children's children will ever need. So it can't be a fear factor, right? It's got to be this cognitive development to make you think that you have to be in the machine, which is why I miss the heroes on whose shoulders I believe I stand on, which is people like Nina Simone, right, who risked it all. Yeah. Muhammad Ali, literally his best fighting years were taken away from him because he didn't want to go and shoot. He said, I've never met anyone from Vietnam. Yeah. What am I going to do to them? Where are our ones in sports?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
right? Where are the footballers? Like Mo Salah would respect, Mo. You've done one post.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's not enough.
Our boxers, I got to give a shout out to Lewis Hamilton. He's been vocal from the beginning.
Yeah.
We need more.
Absolutely. We do.
You know, and you know, at that level, I mean, top.
Yeah.
It does lead us back to the false idols of our time. Right, I think celebrity culture has got to a place where there is a big reset, and thank God for the next generation. You're seeing Kneecap coming up, but a lot of new talent, newish talent, it's baked in. Sudan, Congo, Palestine is now baked in.
Yeah.
And I would say it's going to be a business decision for Jay-Z and Beyonce. It's not even, if they don't care about it, they're going to be forced to decide because the consumers are looking for more from our idols.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought that kind of went together with that discussion. It was just something I seen earlier. Let me know if you want to chime in on that thought. But I think a lot of this ties in, right? So I saw like where are our sports figures, right? We got our Kaepernicks, right? And LeBron says more than I expect him to. So he speaks up. But yeah, the people are definitely making money. But I made a post. I was debating, should I like pull it up or I'll recap it quickly. But I made a conversation around our politicians and our leaders dying broke and our politicians staying rich, right? Because our leaders died broke because we ain't support them, right? We didn't spend our money with them in order to support them so that we can say, hey, continue doing what you're doing. We got your back. And then folks get mad, where are leaders at? Well, why would people want to lead you when you don't support the people? Right? If somebody goes out and gets shot at 38, 39 years old, like King and Malcolm X did, why ain't we support their families after they're dead? We cheer, we make posts about them, we talk about them now. We asking for people to sacrifice their careers. We're asking for people to sacrifice their professions. Why ain't nobody out fighting for us? We don't support the people. Why do politicians always sell us out? Because there's big money in politics and we don't support the politicians. Like if you don't buy your politician, they eventually go sell out. This is just the facts. I don't know if we have enough money to actively do this, but I think we got to do it at a grassroots level. There is a book I always recommend when this conversation comes around. Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture, right? Black Power, the Politics of Liberation. I always talk about this, but he talks about funding your politicians from the aldermen up. Like you got to start when they ain't been corrupted, right? You can't wait for Senator Obama and then decide you're gonna pour your $200 in, right? Like you got to have them from the beginning and really ingrain that in them. And I think I like that conversation around holding the celebrities accountable for their conversations. We definitely got to hold them accountable for their material and their contributions, but we know that that's that unseen hand behind the scenes corrupting society, right? Not just our community. They don't give a damn about none of these people. But what are your thoughts on that? I kind of spread that thing all the way around. I know we got to get involved, and I just think it's a shame that we often, say, well, why aren't people doing this or why aren't people doing that? But I think we have to realize that we're part of the problem because we're not we're not funding it, right? Y'all, everybody want to make more money, right? So why do we expect somebody else to put their life and career on the line and we won't even put up some support in the form of dollars, right? Don't forget Rosa Parks, who lived in poverty when she got older. It took a white journalist bringing her to the forefront. Yeah, some of our Black movie stars to get involved. That's what I'm talking about, right? These civil rights legends. Really, that whole generation died in poverty, right? And that's insane. Out there facing, dogs and water hoses and all of this mess, and we still want people to come out in 2025 and commit career suicide, right? Because y'all all know, if you say something that somebody don't like, you can get fired from your job. So if we start having these conversations, and you know what? Let me back up because Dave Chappelle says it all, right? Right? Dave Chappelle will go where most people won't go. But he got banned and boycotted, but his voice is bigger than those times. We are scared all the way around. We just don't want to admit it. She lived on Wildermere, right? In Detroit. Yeah. And she was in Detroit. Yeah, I forgot who ended up bailing Rosa Parks out. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, what are y'all thoughts around that? Man, that money element is part of the problem in our community, right? This is why I think that education and understanding the history with our children at a younger age is of such critical importance because we have to get them rooted in the community so that when they grow up to start having these capitalism or community conversations, I ain't gonna say they in a capitalistic world, they gotta make their money, but maybe it's just not a total blind eye to what's happening to the community. So we have to do a better job of illuminating this for our young people. And I think we have to do a better job of purchasing support, right? I was watching, there's a Curl Mix, Kim and Tim behind Curl Mix, right? It's a Black owned hair care company, and they were talking about going out of business, right? I know there's a big push that they are, they're on the brink of going out of business, and they went to their community and was just asking for people to buy the products, right? Support the business. But it's just like that favorite soul food or that favorite black-owned restaurant in your community that went out of business, and you're hurt by it. Like, man, I love that place. Why they go out of business? Well, you didn't go enough, right? We didn't talk about it enough. We didn't support it enough. Like, just because we like something doesn't mean that it won't go away. So I talk about urban intellectuals, right? It is expensive to run this business. So that's why we make offers. That's why I want to do this all the time. I would love to have these discussions every day, but we got to make money because payroll coming, right? Payroll coming first and the 15th, whether y'all join the Sankofa Club or Circle or not, it's coming, right? And our team expects to be paid, enjoys to be paid, and the bills got to be paid as well. So, like, if you like something, you got to support it. You got to support it. I don't use that as a plea with urban intellectuals. I'm going to ask you for your support, because if we don't support the organization enough, again, this too will go away. Not just Sunday dinner, everything that we are doing. So if you like what we're doing, I ask that you join us inside of our membership club, right? Again, $225 a year. And you will lock that price in to I mentioned the scale earlier. But if you like what we're doing, even if you can't make the meeting, support the movement, right? So I would definitely appreciate that. We can get enough people to sign up. Maybe I can get back to doing weekly Sunday dinners, right? But that is the issue that I see in the community as a business owner. Even when we sell our Black History flashcards, right? Our flashcards, our books, right? All the things that we're putting out into the community and the world, people love it, but then they say, you should be giving that away for free. Why you charging for history? Well, people need to know it. What? Why are you charging for history? Because there is a business attached to that. There's cost attached to that. There are expenses, there's services that we got to pay for attached to that. And that ad that got in front of you wasn't free, right? All of these things have to be paid for. But it's like our community don't really get it. Like, if you don't support the things that you like, it will go away. And that's like the frustrating part, because you want to do good, you want to give back, but it's like, I got to eat too, right? Everybody got to eat as well, right? Our bills still got to be paid. Yeah, this is one of my favorite t-shirts. Most of my books away because can I afford it? Yeah, free knowledge is just knowledge. I was listening to a podcast that he mentioned, and that we had Black people give billions to the church and they do very little work for the community. Warren, I used to say that as well. Some do great work. It's probably few and far between, but some churches do fantastic work, right? So I don't want to just lump them all in there, but there are enough. There are far too many that take advantage of the people. But I'll do you one better. We give billions of dollars to Facebook, Tesla, Ralph Lauren, the music industry, all of these people that literally try to destroy us. And then we look for freebies from people in the community that's trying to do the work. Or I ain't got enough money to support that soup kitchen. I wish that stayed in, but I can't afford to support that. But you buying Jordans. You buying red bottoms. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy nice things. I like nice things. I like to travel, right? I like to do stuff as well. But when it comes to supporting your own, that should be in the forefront of what you're doing, particularly if you want people and organizations to be there to be able to support you. But we spend so much money with people who don't like us, who can't stand us, can't stomach us. And it's sickening, right? It's sickening. But we've been miseducated, right? Our minds, we're not in our African mind, as my man Dr. Clark would say, right? We are not in our African mind. Before you spend your money, find a Black company that provides it. I love this movement. the company used to be called We Buy Black. Sharif, I can't remember his last name, but now they call it Naspora. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Naspora. Support that brother and what they are doing. I love it. They give a box of Black-owned commodities like toothbrushes and laundry detergent and trash bags and toilet paper, like all of the stuff that you have to buy on repeat. Turns out there are actually Black companies that do this, right? And what's the difference, right? You don't care about them damn trash bags. Stop. Don't give me, oh, I'm Glad. I've been using Glad since for 40 years. Glad is glad that you've been doing that, right? But this is why our community has such a high unemployment rate, because people hire people that look like them, and we don't have Fortune 500 companies that can hire in mass. Shoot, I was looking at a statistic that I can't remember, but something like 90% of Black-owned businesses are single person operated business. Don't quote me on that number, but it's an absurdly high number. I would definitely know it's above 80. I'm not quite sure if it's at quite 90%, but they're single entity businesses. We're like one of the Black women in particular are one of the fastest growing segments of business owners, but what they call a mom and pop shops. Something like you gotta understand this. Like 7% of any business, Black, white, Asian, or whatever, makes gross $1 million or more in a calendar year. And that's just gross. That's gross revenue. That's not including expenses, advertising, rent, all of that stuff. 7% of businesses. Now, if that's like 7% is the nation's thing, imagine how many of our businesses are small. And that's why so many are one person entities. Yes. That's why we're one person entities, because we have to support them, right? We have to support them. And this is critically important, because there are no jobs if we don't support them. There are no jobs in our community. And like the few people that are getting, I know a lot of us, it seemed like a lot of us are doing the best that we've ever done, right? But the truth is, a lot of us are being buried at the very same time as well. Adrian, I'm gonna drop the link. This is for club. So I got you one better, Adrian. There's a 30-day free trial, and then it'll pick up. I don't have the link, the first links. Very cool. So those are free trials for our membership program. So I appreciate it, y'all, even if you jump into that one. But again, the club is for children. Circle is for the adults. Adults would be $40 a month. The club would be $35 a month. But we appreciate you joining. Can you share the link to join? Okay, yes, you got that. But obviously, I think this is a better deal. This is the 1-year membership to our memberships, 1 year for $225 for the year, and you'll be locked in. So I'm not sure which one you were interested in, but like this is, and I'm thinking off into the distance, because I'm like, where's my notebook? Because I need to write this down. One of the things that I'm getting into, right, while we're not doing this, is I'm gonna do longer lectures on YouTube around these types of conversations. And this makes me remember in grad school, one of the best classes I ever took was a history of economics in America. And like, when you understand how the money moves, like, it just kind of changes everything for you. So I just started to think about, what if we did something around the Black dollar, like the history of the Black dollar and our movement and our money, and so that you can see how galvanizing the money by spending inside of the community benefits all of us, right? It benefits all of us, all the way from your educational system to the programs in your community. Because we always talk about, well, there's no programs in the community. Where there's funding if the tax dollars are right. There's funding if the people are involved at a community level. There's funding if we're supporting the nonprofits in our space and the organizations that are operating. If we're volunteering, but all of this comes from a sense of belongingness and connection that I think starts with understanding. We have to start first by understanding the importance of all of this. But yeah, I'm just kind of ranting now. Y'all got me going. Oh, who got me fired up? What happened? What happened? What happened here? All right, so I'm looking, but yeah, that okay. I see. I bought the box. Lisa bought the box. You know what I'm talking about. That brother Sharif is pretty amazing. I love what they're doing. But yeah, we should be buying Black-owned light bulbs, right? We should be buying dish detergent. We should be buying our towels. We should be buying My Melanin is a Black-owned gift wrapping company, right? And we should be spending our money with ourselves. Now, you can't get to 100%. There's some things we just don't produce. But the only way to start growing that number is to start being conscious of its importance. And like, again, if you like something, you like an organization, you got to support that organization. Because hey, let me tell you, business is rough. I mentioned, like, my word was challenge, and 2025 might have been the most challenging year we've had in business. 2024 was tough, right? 2025 was tougher because we started coming out of some of the financial strain that we were having and then got hit with another curveball, right? So it's just pretty frustrating. It's pretty frustrating. It's just the business is. Who's jumping in? Oh, I thought I heard somebody jumping in. That was a mistake. Come on in. Y'all welcome to join me in this conversation. I'm just ranting at this point. In advance for don't like to. Yes. All right, Orana. I appreciate you. Yes, I will make a note. I'm going to send this note to the team right now because if I need to do it right now. But Orana signed up for 2 years. All right, I definitely appreciate you. If you're joining us, let me know in the comments. I definitely shout you out and give you a thank you. We definitely appreciate it. Customer service. I just want to I got to send this right now. Especially as fired up y'all got me over here in this conversation. But yeah, that's great. Let me catch up in the comments, see what's going on. I shared the other link here. Black-owned businesses don't advertise. We found out about the business. Yeah, and Fleta, a lot of them don't advertise because it's expensive, right? It's expensive and I mean, you got to have a plan to spend money on gaining exposure because you got to acquire your customer, hopefully at a profit. But a lot of times you have to acquire a new customer at a loss, meaning I spend $100 in advertising and Fleta, you spend $50 with me. So I lost $50 on that. But now we got to have a plan for you to come back and buy more and tell other people. And then so I can turn that $100 into $1,000 and now it makes sense. But a lot of times we don't have the back end systems. You know, I'm not trying to make excuses for other businesses, but like we just don't, right? We need to have more reliable mentoring in the community. We need to start raising entrepreneurs from a younger age because we went through the historically telling our children, hey, go to college. That's the way out of this thing. You got to go to college. And then college has skyrocketed in price, right? Like it's $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year at regular universities. We're not even talking about like the elite universities. And that's just a lot of debt to put on a young person. So people are opting out looking for other things. But if we train them in entrepreneurship early, because the trades is happening, y'all. You know, we talked a little bit here at Sunday dinner about AI and the revolution and how exciting it all is. But there's like a serious deficit for electricians, for plumbers, for construction workers. Yeah, so you get some engineering in there, but if you know how to plaster, right? If you know how to put up and hang drywall, like these types of things that are still manually related, have an incredible opportunity for growth. We got to start expanding beyond beauty shops, right? And barber shops and becoming a barber, right? And everybody wants to be a barber or own a beauty salon. So now you got 7 in a community, but nobody's starting to supply the beauty shops of what they need. We're not opening up beauty supply stores where people can go. We're not opening up manufacturing so that people can start to feed the pipeline. But a lot of us don't understand how this is how business works. So we end up competing on the same level. Then you see the Koreans or the Asians come in at these higher levels of the chain, and all of them that are competing for the barbershops and the beauty salons are buying from these people. And they're making all of the profit. They are in a race to the bottom because when there's a lot of competition in your area, typically people start to compete on price. So you start to charge less, do more, and it's just like a devastating it's a devastating end to the business, right? Okay.
Freddie,
All
can
right.
I hop in here?
Come on in.
Okay, one thing I want to go back to patronizing our Black businesses. There are a lot of ways that we as consumers can do that. Whenever I find a company, I put it out to everybody I know. And I'm blessed that I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And one of the things my chapter does is we post on a Google form all the local Black businesses. It's like we come across, we have people that make deodorant, lotion, hair products. It's like I don't buy those little Scentsy squares anymore because now I have a Black company that I get all of my air freshener and my Scentsy squares and my melts and everything. We start finding that we find what we need. And like I said earlier, and you find a Black company that provides it. But you don't just find the Black company that provides it, you then also tell other people about it. And so
Yes.
I go to sorority meetings saying, where's that group list? I found this person, I found that person, but I'll use their products first, make sure they're good. And if not, then I have a talk with the business owners. Like, you might want to try this, you might want to try that before I put you in touch with my sorority. Because, I don't want to put my name behind something and they're like, girl. But yeah, we need to help them by spreading the word. We can't keep our barber a secret. We can't keep our Scentsy lady a secret. We can't keep our ginger shots lady a secret. We can't keep our travel agent a secret. We can't keep these businesses to ourselves. We have to advertise for them. That helps cut down on their advertising dollars, which mean they can do more. So we need it's by word of mouth. It's like that's how you find out about most things. Let's be more deliberate and intentional on spreading the word about our Black run businesses.
Yes.
I
love
that's my
that.
2 cents worth.
No, thank you for sharing. I definitely appreciate it. You saved me from my ranting. This is Naspora. I was mentioning that the Black owned box. Yeah, so I dropped that link down in the comments. I saw somebody asking for it. All right, Dr. Jamal.
Dr. Lewis, you went right to the head of it. And what I'm saying is, we've been around for a while. Whatever happened to the Black Book Directory? There used to be a lot of cities had Black Book directories like Yellow Pages. And you could go and you could look in that Black Book directory and find all of the Black businesses in your neighborhood and in your city. And each city had a Black Book directory. Matter of fact, as I'm going through all of my old stuff here, I came across one, and I said, okay, this should have been continued to be sort of kind of a nationwide Black Book directory. And now more so, since everything is electronic instead of, being every place else, for the initiative to be taken to create a national Black Book directory, which would help us to support Black businesses throughout the country, let alone in our local area. Someone could be in charge of putting it together in their area. I kept that Black Book. Some of those businesses are no longer in existence, but a nationwide Black Book directory with the assistance of our D9. A5A here, baby. Because because they have such a great network all over the country. And to create a Black Book Direct, that would begin to help us to support each other. And so when you said that, us connecting with even the smallest businesses, could be a part of that book. I know for one, here in Texas, out in Richardson, the Muslim community has a Muslim directory. Okay, and if you want to get, there it is. Every Muslim business in North Texas is in that directory. We started with a Black Book directory. I think maybe the publishers and stuff died out, or they weren't getting enough advertisement because it was going print. But we can now do it electronic. Thank you for that insight, Dr. Lewis.
All right, appreciate that. Good call. Now, Dr. Lewis got us out here gang banging now. No, that's good stuff though. We definitely got to take advantage of the networks that we're building. And I'm looking for the shirt on the site. We got to reorganize that. But that's important. I like the directory idea. The thing is, I wanted to do this before, right? So I'm definitely in line with that. The problem is the cost, right? The cost to maintain it, because the value of the directory is if the businesses if everything is up to date. Because as soon as I start coming on the directory, about a third, fourth, fifth business that I contact is now out of business, because most businesses fail within the first year. Then like those that survive, like 80% of those fail within the next 5 years, right? So if that directory isn't being maintained and being fresh, eventually it loses its appeal and its usefulness. Now, the problem is nobody want to pay though, right? The businesses don't want to pay to be listed. The people don't want to pay for the access. So it's like, where does the revenue come from in order to drive that? I've heard for probably at least 10 years, Jay-Z and Nas supposed to get together and make this directory. And I honestly think that they looked into it and then they see that the mathematics of it, it's going to have to be like a philanthropic venture, right? Which maybe they got the cash for it, maybe they don't. But like, that's what I found. Let me say that. I don't want to limit nobody out there with an idea. You might come up with a way to make it work or whatnot, but I just know it has to be useful. It's kind of like the Green Book, right? The Green Book was a terrific idea, but it had to be refreshed. It had to be updated to make it relevant, right? Especially if you're traveling. I don't mean to even giggle. It's not funny, but if you're traveling in the South and then you're told to go to one particular area and that place not friendly anymore, it could end up being like a disaster for you and your family. Du Bois said the most valuable resource is human resource. Don't look for handouts and government money. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. That would be awesome if Black churches supported Black businesses. It would be awesome if Black churches put their money in Black banks. Like, you collecting all of this money every year, like you should be using a Black bank, but most of them don't. That's another conversation. I know there used to be 19 Black-owned banks, but they just keep going out of business because we're not using those banks. That's just the truth of the matter, and I'm guilty in that as well. I have in the past, and the bank's no longer here now. So it's like, man, it's just a tough thing, especially to find one near you. But it's like online banking, but it's like a lot of Black businesses are behind on the technology. And, that really just comes from a lack of revenue. I'm not trying to make excuses for us, right? But it's just like, man, and the banking industry got to be tough. I don't understand. I don't even going to try to pretend to understand how that works. But it would be wonderful if we had Black-owned banks that were not only solvent, but that were thriving. Because any of you that are entrepreneurs, shoot, you ain't even got to be an entrepreneur, right? When you go to get your auto loan, when you go to get your housing loan, if you try to go get a business loan, that we are scrutinized, we are treated differently inside the financial industry, to say the least, about that. So to have a bank that's not operating like the status quo would be wonderful, right?
Can I
But
hop
that,
in there with you, Freddie?
come on in, come
Because I
on
see
in.
that Dr. Rashid said that we can start credit unions. They are a lot easier to start than a bank
Mhm.
because AKA has their own credit union now for members on FMO
That's
credit
awesome.
union that we've started. But think about it. Each Divine Nine can start one, and then as the members grow, it's like think about the military with USAA. It started out just with members of the military. Look how big they are now, and
Wow.
they started out small. And so we're starting small, but we have a financial institution that's solvent. And can't speak to the future, but I know that we will work hard to make sure it stays that way. But if maybe not a bank, but credit unions, the rules and regulations centered around credit unions make them easier to open and maintain. And they do have debit cards and things like that. They may not have everything all the big banks have, but they are a start.
Mm.
And churches can open a credit union a lot faster than they can do with banking and so forth, because they can be focused on members only. And even if members come and go, they can still maintain their membership with the credit union.
I
So that's
love
just an idea for anybody financially minded out there, members of an organization that's looking to start building a financial base. It's a good spot to start.
Yeah, I love that. Because I believe you need $5 million to start a bank. I believe that's the floor for that. And maybe it's going up. I was like looking at it. I used to dream of opening a bank one day. Um, I think it's 5 million. That again, that was a little while ago, so it might have gotten higher. I don't have that dream no more, by the way. I don't want to be involved in that industry. Create. You can now create an AI app to check monthly if the business is. Now, see, this is why Erica Alexander. This is why I said let me step out of this directory conversation because I'm jaded, right? Right. But then here she comes with just like, duh, Freddie, you can just use AI because right, they can make the robocalls to the bank. I mean, to the business to see if they're still open. Make email contacts to the. See, this is a good use of AI, right? So yeah, now it just became a lot more feasible. It's still got to have a revenue generator, but at least that seems a lot more feasible. So great suggestion there if anybody wants to go for it, right? But I know a couple of people that have tried. This was pre-AI though, um, so maybe it's worth taking a look and revisiting that idea. Great suggestion there. Carver Federal Savings Bank for those of us residing in New York City. Been searching for a nearby Black-owned credit union for 5 years now. I have been the president of 2 credit unions. All right, Doc. Churches and credit unions, how does that affect their tax exempt status? I would imagine that they would, create 2 separate entities. So you got the 501(c)(3), and then you got whatever the status of a credit union is. I don't know. There may even be nonprofit credit unions now that I think about it. I'm not sure. I'm not in that industry, but that seems feasible. There's a brand new Black-owned credit union that opened the Heritage Hub Credit Union. Where's that at, Erica? Churches formed, yeah, a separate foundation to host the credit union. Yeah, so it'd be like separate, like a separate entity. But I think all of these conversations are ones that we gotta have, right? But I think the history, the culture conversation, all of this ties in. The money, what are we going to do? Because the unemployment in our community is staggering, right? It's always been like absurdly high. So the only way around that is we have to start employing ourselves, and it's not going to happen overnight. So like if you think about Walmart, right? Walmart is like almost 100 years old, right? Like that, it took decades before they grew into the behemoth that they are today. Target, right? Everybody got up in arms over Target, but they ain't been worth nothing for a long time, right? But again, this is like almost a company that's almost 100 years old. Oh, the Heritage Hub is in Houston. I was at a Chase Bank branch, and it was all Hispanics. The Hispanic community, moves differently. I'll just say that we could learn some things from them as well, but we got to start having a longer term vision than just what's right before our eyes. Because like Nespora, right? I'll keep using their business model as an example. I know their original goal, I'm not sure now, was to basically be the Black Amazon, right? So that you could go on there and then you could have access to all of these different Black-owned brands, and have access to their products, right? Their services and things of that nature, which is akin to a directory, right? Because they're just all inside of one company. I know right now they're doubling down on that box, but I know the brother personally. We're not that tight, but from a distance, I admire his work ethic. I admire his ethics, right? I think he's a trustworthy individual. So otherwise, I wouldn't be bringing him up, y'all. Like, y'all ain't gonna say Freddie told me to do it. And I know somebody ain't got their stuff in order. So, I definitely I support and respect what they're doing. His name is Rashid. He runs Naspora. I'll put it in the comments. Naspora. I'll drop it again. It was formerly We Buy Black, if you remember that company, but now they changed the name to Naspora, right? So they got a Black-owned box full of Black-owned essentials, right? And like toothbrushes. Don't get me lying on everything that's in there. Toothbrushes, laundry detergent, dish soap, trash bags, sandwich bags, batteries, light bulbs, and more, right? And these are, again, the essential things that we're talking about. High percentage of the product similar to be Black-owned, manufactured. There we go again. Oh, and there's that's back to the conversation around Actively Black. Y'all familiar with that organization? Yeah, Actively Black they have a drive where everything is Black owned inside of their production. Out of their t-shirt. I don't know about all of their products, but I think the t-shirt movement is pretty cool, all the way back to Black-owned cotton farmers, right? So it's sourced all the way through to you, touching Black businesses. And this is that vertical integration that I was talking about with the beauty supply stores and the barbershops. Instead of 7 barbershops in the community, how about 2 barbershops, a manufacturer, a distributor, like, and going up the chain rather than all competing at the retail level. What's my man? Claude Anderson. Claude Anderson talks about this in Powernomics, right? Man, these are another classic books, right? But all of these discussions have been had for 60, 70 years, probably longer than that, right? But I don't know about the print production where we're pumping out books and lectures at the same pace. I'm sure we were, but many of them might not have survived. But Dr. Anderson has been having this conversation for at least 50 years. I know he dates back to the 70s with his Powernomics conversation. I became aware of him in the 90s. And shoot, the 90s is 30 years ago. How about that? That's crazy. That's something. But like these are the conversations that we got to have in the community. But it's fun at Sunday dinner, but you got to take this back to your family, right? You got to take this back to your household so that we could start to give me the sign again, Dr. Anita. Yeah, so that we can start, from the inside out and start to really build and do something special, right? It's wonderful when it's one individual, but it's yourself. We got to start with self because you got to make a decision, but then you got to go into that family, right? You got to take this back to your family and start holding people accountable for doing things. Everything ain't funny. And none of this is funny, to be honest with you. And in 20, 30 years, God willing, we all still alive, we're going to be mad as hell we didn't do something 20, 30 years ago, right? Inside your family so that we can start to have better communities, stronger communities, and getting involved out there. One of my things about this year is I want to be more intentional with our philanthropy. With what are we doing in the community? So 2026, that's something that's heavy on my mind individually, not just as an organization. I need to get off my tail and go out in the community and do more on a volunteer state. But this is how we make a better world all around us, right? It starts at home. You're about to start driving. All right, well, safe travels. Don't be jumping on the camera trying to talk with us. But we appreciate you hanging out and being with us today.
Hey,
All
Freddie,
right,
can I say something real quick?
Oh yeah, I had you spotlit. See, that
Okay.
was it.
Oh yeah, because you had this. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I keep telling you, this is where I get my fire. And me as an educator, my protest, my participation, my contribution has always been through education. That's why I seek to do the world record history lesson. But there are people on this call who are financiers, who are bankers, who are all in whatever field you're in. We've touched off on a lot of things that will positively impact our Black community. And here's where you need to find your niche, find where your part is, and move forward with it. I don't have a finance background. I wouldn't know the first thing about starting a credit union. I'm pretty sure I go on AI and figure it out. But if you're members of an organization or you have that background, maybe that's something you can do. I'm blessed to be here in Houston. I realized that we have Unity Bank, and now I just heard about Heritage Hub Credit Union. That may be where I open my granddaughter's credit union account and things like that. But you have an expertise. You have a place that you can be a part of the solution instead of sitting back complaining about the problem.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I'm an educator. So when it comes to being a part of the solution, I want to educate the mind. But some of y'all have other backgrounds that you can do. Some of y'all know about supply chain and so forth. Maybe have a talk with your barbers. There are barber organizations out there. Maybe those barbers need to get together and finance a beauty supply store or whatever. I'm big on ideas, but I don't have those connections. But that's where we need to start putting our efforts where our mouth is. It's great to be at Sunday dinner and get the fire and be all said, this person's good, this person's good. But what are we doing? So if we're not a part of the solution, all we're doing is complaining about the problem. So nothing's going to change. It's like if you're good with AI and organization, maybe start the directory, start small, and somebody else may jump in on it with you. But don't sit back and rest on your laurels and be like, well, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Find a spot that you can make a difference. I'm doing what I can from an educator standpoint. What can you do? So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I love it. Death by 1,000 bites, right? Or success by 1,000 bites would be the discussion there. Mr. Sidney, come on into the discussion, sir.
Right. I forgot to introduce myself when I first started. So I live in New Jersey, born and raised in Newark, and now I live in East Orange. And we had our first Black congressman, Donald Payne, and unfortunately he passed and his son took over, Donald Payne Jr. Unfortunately, he passed. Currently, we have Monica McIver. You may have heard about her being arrested when she went to the ICE facilities in Newark. But anyhow, Donald Payne has an older brother, William Payne. You know, they're about 2 years apart, not that much older. My brother went to school with Donald Payne. My brother's still living. He's 91 now.
Nice.
But anyhow, William Payne was an assemblyman in New Jersey, and he got a law passed called the Amistad Commission law. And that law says that every public school in the state of New Jersey, from kindergarten to high school, has to teach Black contributions in every subject. So if you teach history, you have to teach Black history. If you teach science, you have to teach Black contributions to science, you know. So my suggestion is to you, Google Donald William Payne, Payne, Amistad Commission, and see if you think you would like to have some of Urban Intel material in the New Jersey public schools. That's my suggestion.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for that. I just pulled it up. Yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
That's definitely something we should advocate for in every state.
Yes, yes. Dr. Jamal.
Fantastic idea. And remember how it started in the 60s when we finally got it pushed into Illinois schools. Because I remember all the boycotting and picketing. In the South, it's very, very much difficult because we're in these Republican states down here, and legislatures and folks that are over the state runs the schools and everything, and they're pushing more for prayer in schools than content. So uh, I admire the idea, but what I'm gonna say in my closing remarks, sort of, is we have several people on this. I love the ideas and concepts for us to find our ball of wax and work it the best way you can. I'm trying to do education. I'm trying to do history. I'm trying to do business, all out of that Ellis County African American Hall of Fame museum I have, serving Ellis County and educating and informing African Americans because they're so far behind everything in these places like this. And then at me being, I just turned 72, y'all, so the clock is ticking.
Young man.
My library in that museum, I have over 2,000 books by and about blacks, okay, and continuing to grow. Doing Some of us are at that point where we're trying to find folks to take over. My sons are in their own world. Somebody asked me the other day, Dr. Sheed, who's going to do this when you're gone? I said, I'm not concerned. I'm just going to keep doing what I can do while I'm here. And through the museum, we have all kind of different educational programs. That is my way of saying I'm giving the best I can, doing the best I can, not going to wait on anybody to come help me do any of this. And so whether it be economics, politics, business, education, all of those things that are in that sociological sphere that we're having problems with can happen if anybody comes to the museum and say, I want to do a class, you got the room. So that's as much as I could do in terms of making my individual contribution and all this. If everybody does their pieces, people are gonna learn it. We've taught. Like I say, even if you just teach one and feel good about the contribution that you guys are making, whether it be in a small community, in your house, a small community, a big community, or a city, but feel good because you are on your mission.
I love
Dr.
it, brother.
Rashid, can I ask you something?
Yes, you
Are
may.
there any community colleges or other maybe four-year colleges in the vicinity of your museum?
Yes, there's Navarro Community College. They have a branch there. In our city, however, there is no community college. That branch is out of Corsicana, Texas. Is there a potential to develop a community college there? Yes. I went to Seattle, Washington, early part of the year in Tacoma, and again, it's called Evergreen College. That was founded by the branch in Tacoma was founded by an African American female, and she said we can branch this any place in the country.
Well,
You
I
know,
was asking because when you mentioned, because what I'm hearing you say is there's not a succession plan for your museum, and that's unfortunate. However, session plan doesn't necessarily have to be through your bloodline, but maybe through being an educator and you being an educator too, through the local master's and doctoral programs, because these students are always looking to do research and things like that. If there's any of them that have interest in what your museum provides, that could be a way of feeding, now and into the future, people into your museum.
let me broaden, and I've already tapped into that.
Okay.
Within the 30 mile, within the 30 to 60 mile radius, I have Paul Quinn College, who does not do anything to help me, and I
Mhm.
even taught there for 6 years as a sociology professor. No support from them. University of Texas at Arlington. I've gone over there when Dr. Delaney was even there, okay, to get support. University of Texas, North Texas in Denton, okay, and then 1 mile down the street from me is the new University of Texas in Dallas, North
Mhm.
Texas, Dallas. I've approached each one of those departments for interns and all of that.
Mhm.
No response.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, when you're saying the departments, which departments?
Uh,
Sociology?
no, history and
History?
education and
Okay, I was
education.
about to say try the College of Education, but okay, yeah.
and education.
Okay. Okay.
So what I do, I just keep going. I just
Okay.
keep going.
Okay.
So
Just keep going. Okay.
in hopes that somebody, and they find out, I didn't even know this was here. Okay, so bottom line is, I've been told, because I've been trying to find interns for the summer to help do research and all of that kind of stuff. And I will go to the Department of Education, the Sociology Department, and History Department, all three departments. No response. I'm really upset because Paul Quinn College has never given me a response. And that's, for those who don't know, that is an HBCU.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I'm glad Dr. Nita said it. Because when I was about to chime in and say, well, brother, I'm going to challenge you to get a succession plan. That was exactly what I was thinking. Because, I mean, you built up something wonderful and beautiful. And then, we got to be able to figure out how to pass off these institutions, right? We can't let them just fade away. Now, I know you're still active. And I was just with my dad. He's 96 years young. And he'll say 72. Oh, young man. That's what. So, I know you're still in the fight, but I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the challenge. So hopefully you can get someone to kind of come and take the reins.
Won't stop.
Won't stop. Yeah, it still ain't gonna stop. I love it.
Won't stop till I get enough.
Yeah, Doc ain't no moss gathering beneath his feet. That's great. I love that. Yeah, I wonder if they're afraid of DEI and losing funding. That's a real fear inside of a lot of these schools these days, especially with this administration that's currently in power. And y'all know he the petty king, so any little thing that you do to go against him, he's definitely trying to write you out, right? You're funny and wise. Okay, yeah, Dr. Rashid. I love it. I love it. Good conversation there. I love all of that. We got just under 30 minutes left. I don't know if grandma gonna kick us out of her house today or not. But kind of depends on y'all, right? If we still going, I might kick in a little extra time. I got some stuff I need to do for Monday. But I got a little time. Dr. Bryant, would a local mosque potentially take on your work as a successor? Oh, you all okay? There you go.
There we are. Basically, we have a Mason-Dixon line effect. That's what I call this, the Mason-Dixon line effect. Those brothers and sisters in the North have a totally different conception of the way things are taking place in the South. Okay, I remind students that all of our fantastic liberators, we're still down here trying to liberate our folks.
Got a little feedback. I'm not sure why. Like
the mosque, there's several mosques, and so, but the mosque also being here in America have that color tone. If you understand what I'm saying. Okay, predominantly African American mosques, they stay to themselves and they don't join up with the rest of the mosques, and so it's still a division, an American division, even among the religion, as it always has been.
Yeah,
and so they know about.
Maybe lean back a little bit. We're getting like some sort of feedback for some reason. I don't know if it's too close, too far away. When it was like perfect, and then all of a sudden it went.
Because I'm still sitting in the same position.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not.
So basically, what it is, matter of fact, one of the Nation of Islam mosque used to meet in my building on the upper floor, and they're no longer there. So there that is, and so folks have heard about and they know it's there, but not getting the support that I could get from, and because of the fact that the museum is African American centered, traditional Sunni Muslim mosque cannot engage in that because that creates the division. We're talking black, and we don't talk color in Islam. But but the bottom line to that is they know I'm there, and they used to meet in my building when they couldn't find any other place to meet at. And now they don't meet there anymore.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, all right, all right. Yeah, I'm not sure why the sound got kind of scratchy real quick, but that was interesting. But yeah, there is like a division, right? I always talk about that inside of the religions. You know, folks, if my God ain't at the head of it, they don't really want to cross over, right? This is why I avoid forever like talking about religion and stuff like that and declaring anything, because I'm like, I feel like Malcolm X, right? When he was saying, like, you gotta leave your God at home. Like, leave your God at home, pray, do whatever you need to do. But out here, this is the liberation fight. We in the fight for us. So we need to find more ways to unite rather than to separate. So, I don't know. I know like some organizations are reaching out. I know the Nation of Islam tries to make room, but it's just like so much inherent division inside of the religion. So I'll leave that alone because I'm not an expert.
And
I
I'm
try to
and,
stay out of the political.
I'm gonna close it out with this. I always
Oh, go
tell
for it.
I tell folks that is between you and the grand architect of the universe.
Yeah.
Who I do, how I do. When people try to start opening up those conversations, I shut them down. I said, because we got a bigger mission, and that's bringing
Exactly.
our people together. As we were divided up all over the place in 1619 when we got here, we need to bring ourselves back together under the cause. And how your spirituality is between you and one of the 40,000 religions out here, because there are. But when it comes time to make the difference and the change, we come together, and you can go over there in the corner and communicate with your person, your spirituality, and come back and get in the fight.
yeah. Go get that strength now. We need that strength. So that's definitely important. I love that. I love that. Hey, we definitely got us a full plate of discussions going on right now here at Sunday Dinner. Grandma not giving me the get out signal, so I think we clear for now. Y'all enjoying it? Give me a yes in the comments if y'all still engaged. Or did y'all turn y'all? A lot of y'all ain't got y'all cameras on. We're gonna start doing like a camera check. I like to see the smiling faces, right? But yeah, good conversation going. I know we all over the place. It's just been a while, right? It's been a while. The family ain't been together in a long minute, so it's just good to come together and have these conversations and these discussions. And it's like it makes it, because I be itching now. I'm like, well, do we do like an afternoon? Like just finding excuses to come to come back, right? Uh, yeah. But I definitely in 2026 I want to make sure that we get more in here. But this is how, because I'm concerned with growing the community, right? And having those bonding opportunities. So Sunday dinner is definitely one of those experiences. So maybe I don't know. I ain't committing yet. I'm non-committal. I'm still non-committal, but I definitely enjoy the conversation. I appreciate the engagement. I would like to hear from somebody that this is their first Sunday dinner. Like, what's on your mind? Like, Dr. Anita and Dr. Jamal, they just comfortable, right? Mr. Sidney, they just comfortable, right? We family. Come on into the discussion. Don't be shy. Like, that's got to be like a challenge. That's got to be like a challenge for somebody new to say something on the mic. There's no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone, good people. But I would love to hear. I would love to hear from you, right? Don't y'all all raise your hand at once and jump in this discussion. Or you can just unmute your mic and come on into discussion. Oh man, y'all turn the
I'm
cameras
tired
on.
of going backwards.
Say it again.
I'm tired of going backwards.
Okay, say more about that. What do you mean?
Everything that we made efforts to grow and build and align ourselves with are being removed. And most of us act like we don't know what's happening. Not most of us. Some of us pretend or behave as if we don't know what's happening.
Right.
It's annoying. It just makes me grit my teeth, and I want to stamp and scream on the table.
I can relate to that.
So I'm one person. If I become vociferous, nobody wants to listen. So there's strength in numbers. If I'm the one in the group bringing up these kinds of topics, they do not want to engage. This is just examples. These are just examples.
Yeah.
The they is you know who.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The they is us. We
Yeah.
are we.
Yes, I agree. So you're saying like in your circles, like a lot of us don't want to have these discussions.
Right. We
Yeah.
think it'll blow over, but we're not going. There's too much already that's been destroyed. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to start from Jump Street.
Mm. Yeah.
The
That's true.
voting is horrible. They do more against voting to keep us from voting than anything else. The principles are all bogus. It's just BS. I call it butterscotch. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank
I'm
you.
frustrated.
Frustrated. What state are you in?
Florida. I'm even more frustrated than Florida.
Frustrated in Florida. Woo!
I'm ready to move. I need to go somewhere. I want to
Don't come
become
to
an
Texas. You're gonna be even more frustrated.
Yes, you're not kidding. I stay in a hole.
Mm.
It's really. I've even thought of becoming an expatriate, but I don't know. You know, like Du Bois just decided to leave the country.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's a terrible idea. Don't be surprised if I'm broadcasting from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on right now dual citizenship for
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yeah.
And my son and I have just got
Well, you know
through.
he's trying to eliminate dual citizenship.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
saw that.
I
Yeah.
know.
I saw that. Did you see that crap?
Yep.
And who is that guy in the Midwest? But they shot him down. At least this time they shot him down. About how ridiculous it was, but they never stopped. They never stopped. They're gonna start it up again. They never stop. See, we
Yeah,
stop and we think we can be nice. You can't stop.
yeah, you can't stop. But that's not gonna pass. It's too many, it's too many wealthy white folks that got dual
But they
citizenship.
want that, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they're not gonna get rid of that. But where can you get one, like, and how? That's a pretty tough.
It's
You got to
true.
be in the know.
Right now, my son, he played in the first Black Panther movie, and so in the spring, I'll see if I can send you a trailer. He and I just got through working on a movie that's going to come out in the spring. Part of it was in Ghana, and part of it was here in the United States. And what they're saying is if I come over and help teach Africans how to do filmmaking, writing, producing, and directing, then through their college, and that's what they're working on now. Then
I heard Ghana was fairly easy. I have a sister friend that's over there, and I also have a sister pastor that's over there. I said, "Go ahead, girl, you go." Wow.
I told him I'm too old
Didn't
right
even
now.
tell me.
So when that comes, so the movie will come out in the spring. It's called something of the Warriors, and he just sent me the trailer. And so I do the part here in the United States. But if that works out, then they'll give me dual citizenship as an employee and is working with their university to teach kids how to write, produce, and direct films, because they want their films now to be seen and their movies so that people can see it from their standpoint and not from another standpoint.
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense. I'm glad Ghana actually giving out dual citizenship now. They teased folks for decades talking about it. And they're finally actually letting it go. Because up until I think last year is like the first time that I've ever known anybody that actually did it or seen anyone that actually did it. Like people was talking about it forever. But they actually gave them out, a few of them out. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I think it just makes sense. I don't understand when the countries don't want to, but I don't run a country. So I have dual citizenship in Sierra Leone, um, and use that to basically travel Africa a bit easier. But I'm not interested in relocating there, at least not now, right? Who knows? I just got back from Belize. I don't know if y'all saw that trip. I didn't post as much as I should have posted, but I can see myself moving there.
My
Like,
wife got back yesterday.
oh, no kidding. Asked
my
her,
my
asked
son
her,
went over there. My son went over there to he took his fiance over there to engage, to ask her to marry him.
oh, nice. I love it. Yeah, it's a beautiful country. Great food, beautiful people. Um, them sand flies. I'm not a big fan of the sand fly. The sand fly is like a mosquito, but like it's smaller, so you just end up bit. You don't even. It ain't like you see them or anything. Like they just small. They tiny, and like I know next time I'll just be bathed in you know mosquito repellent or something. But I would imagine, there's natural preventive measures that you just got to get around enough of the locals and you be exposed to it. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was beautiful. It was a bit expensive, but I was on the tourist path, so it ain't like I was off at the normal places where I would be. I went to a little bit of that, but not mainly. We were on the main island, and I stayed a bit in Belize City. And what I really loved is it's like 2 hour flight from Atlanta. So it's not like going to, you know, East Africa, West Africa, or South Africa, or Thailand, or something like that. Like you got this long flight, like 2 hours from Atlanta, right? So that's like 4 hours, right? 2 hours. I'm in Chicagoland area, so 2 hours to Atlanta, 2 hours down there. Like that's nothing. So I can make it back if I really wanted to. Like I'm interested, at least in that region, somewhere down there. um, I'm curious now about Honduras, which is interesting. I've never even considered going to Honduras, but there's so much history that cross between Honduras and Belize. Especially when you get into the Garfuna people, which is think about the Maroons in Jamaica. Think about the Gullah Geechee, right? Here in the States, like the people that revolted and then maintaining their Africanness in the midst of chaos. They're called the Garfuna down there. And they have a big connection in both Belize and Honduras. It's really interesting. Let's
Freddie,
see.
have you
Yes,
spoken with Jay Cameron lately about his next venture in the Caribbean?
I haven't. Which one?
He's hosting an Afro-Caribbean cruise.
Cruise. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where when we go to eat, you see, I'm saying we because I'm already signed up. Where
Already ready.
where we go to each of the islands, and instead of doing the traditional excursions, he has curated, similar to what you're saying, a diaspora experience on
Yeah,
each of the islands. I don't even know how many different islands we're going to, but it's a whole cruise where instead of doing the normal excursions,
yeah.
we're doing a whole diaspora curated excursion on each of the island stops. So when you were mentioning that, I know that's one of them that we'd be going to.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think it's a beautiful idea. I know he was talking about it.
Yeah, he's doing
That
it
he,
next Thanksgiving.
yeah, I've been seeing it. I was like, oh, I love that idea. That's
Yep,
good.
yep.
Because yeah, you can go with a lot of, we go to these places. You
Yeah,
go to
but the
Jamaica.
tourists don't tell you
Yeah,
about
you
those
yeah, you
places.
stay on the
They
beaten
you
path.
stay in the tourist track. I want to go see
Exactly.
my people. You know, it's
Yeah.
not just as the servers and providers, but as the business owners and so forth, because that can open up a whole new world for us when we travel to those islands instead of being on those all inclusives or whatever. I don't mind paying a little extra to have it be an Afrocentric experience.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah,
It's gonna
so
be
I'm
a
looking
beautiful.
forward to it. A
'Cause
Afro-Caribbean cruise.
there's so much to see in all of those places. And if you don't leave the resort, like you don't really have a chance to experience what it's like to actually be there. So I love that. And yes, Belize is a black English speaking country. Yeah, it's a good experience. I enjoy everything but them sandflies. Like you gotta Google that and you better get your mind right. Cause you just wait. I mean, you just outside talking, and then I got 5 bites, and it's like, man, like what happened? So I gotta get a better. I gotta treat it like West Africa, right? Long sleeves, got my pants on, and I got my ointment and stuff on as well, because that was the only thing I didn't enjoy. But that's just a minor thing, right? Yeah, that's me. Insects love me everywhere. Like, yeah, I think it must be like my blood type or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, because if we can be right next to each other and I can get bit up and you won't get bit at all. So I don't know what it is about my pheromones or something. I don't know, but they love me. Drives me crazy. My lady is from Belize. Oh, nice, nice. The only nation in Central America with English, yeah, as the main language. Yeah, I was. You could see yourself easily converting to that culture or easily converting there. It's like they drive on the left side of the road, right? Everybody speaks English. I mean, they look like you. Like the food is excellent, by the way. The restaurant named Garfuna Flavor in Chicago. Oh, that has good, authentic food. Oh, Yolanda, I am gonna go check that out. I love that. I'm just trying to catch up. What are the top 5 things in life is most important to us? Break it up in terms of baby boomers. Oh, what are the top 5? Oh, you're asking a question? Is that a question for everybody, Juanita? I saw what is that called, Dr. Lewis? I'm not sure what is that in reference to.
That's a survey question, I
The
think.
name of the cruise.
I got you. Yeah. Check your email. I'll send it out. Afro-Caribbean experience. I think that's what he called it, right?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, maximum impact travel.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Been eyeing that cruise. Okay, Dr. Nita. Oh, okay. Thank you for the intel, Freddie. You're welcome. Type O blood. Yep, that'll do it. Just my luck. Yeah, yeah. They gonna get you. Don't just, wear long sleeves. Just treat it like you're in West Africa, right? Because them mosquitoes, they big over there though. Learning so much today. I feel empowered by the camaraderie today. Yeah, I mean, this is really what Sunday dinner is about, right? Here on the show, but really in real life as well, right? And the family comes together and have a wide variety of discussions, some comedy mixed inside of there, and some good times, right? Chemistry, that's true. Yeah, yeah, I love that. Um, and that's what we look to put out during this. But I'm missing this. I'm missing this. So I got to figure out. I got to figure out a nice balance, right? I don't want to overwhelm, everything that we're doing, but definitely quarterly. I can commit to that. Maybe monthly though. Maybe a monthly offering isn't a terrible idea. Oh, don't go, Tori, don't go. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead and do your business. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Go ahead, Yolanda.
Hi there, good afternoon. I just, I've been thinking about how powerful we are, and sometimes we don't realize it. So, 3 things. The second Black Panther, they kind of had the Africans going against the Mayans, so to speak, and they realized they needed to come together, work together. So just last night on the news, I saw that this is Chicago in Pilsen area. They have, not unlike our brother down there in Texas, they have made like a small museum, and it was very eerily similar to the Pullman Porters. I mean, almost exact. And it was by Mexicans. And so they are galvanizing and asking everyone to give artifacts. And they're like, we built this country, because he was saying history is repeating itself because they built the railroads, but then they kicked them all out the country, go back to Mexico after they finished building the railroads. Mm-hmm. And so the same exact messaging that we had about building this country, it's the same thing that they're saying. It's kind of imitation is the best form of flattery. And today I was watching Kristen Welker Meet the Press, and there was a myriad of people, kind of positive messages. And there was an Asian guy, I don't know his name. He's the one who did Wicked. And he was saying, hey, we need more representation. A lot of the messaging that I'm hearing from different people of color are directly, offshoots from our messaging. And it's just very interesting that I've been seeing that lately.
Interesting. Was that 3? I know.
I was relating the movie, the movie of Black Panther, how they were kind of going against each other, and then realized maybe we need to galvanize. It's just been interesting, the messaging, and a lot of times just being apart, fighting one another. You don't get anywhere when all of us have the same messaging.
Very true. Very true. I definitely think that we got more in common than we do have differences. I have every reason to come together, but that community, all of them don't see eye to eye as well, and definitely don't see it with us. So interesting. All right, Sabia, get me together, ma'am, if I butchered that too bad. You got to unmute.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hi. Thank you. This is my first time.
All right. We need like a sound. Buzzer. Oh, wait, you muted again. Did I mute you? I might have did that. I'm sorry.
I think I got me unmuted now. Right.
There we
Good.
go.
So I'm in Seattle, Washington.
Right.
And with Parents for Student Success, I've done some political things. But what I wanted to say right now to add to this is that, yes, we must come together with people of like minds and accomplish something. We should not go begging, because in coming together with people of like minds and then showing your good works, that's the Marcus Garvey philosophy. You'll be voluntarily respected, and I have found that to be true. And I do operate with what I call my Creative Black Brilliance Brain Trust. And so I go out and find people who are doing what they say they're going to do, not just saying, if you give me the money, I'll do it. So we have now in Seattle, we're the only municipality with a Buffalo Soldiers horse ranch. And so we now have our Buffalo Soldiers positioned in a city-owned park and recreation facility and 40 acres in outside of Seattle. And that's working very well. And so we have now money. So the money came. So Seattle just passed a levy for family and education levy, and the ranch is in there. So see, the money came, and we're good for 6 years. So that's a good thing. So coming together with people of like minds, I thought that it would be good if all of our children were on horses, because I know that we can, in war, for our children's minds, hearts, and souls, we can beat those who have put guns in their hands. You can't put a gun in the hand of a child who has horse reins in their hands. If we want to take the tools of destruction out of their hands, my father taught years ago, you have to put tools of construction. So give them something to do. Most of our children are above average in intelligence, and they're dying from mediocrity. Those people we allow to be around them are mediocre. They have no great inspiration. They aren't great, so they can't make children great. So that's how I think. And because our children will grow up. In Seattle, they say the number in King County is 70% of our children in trouble aren't connected to school. Well, that's the answer to the test. So why are we failing it? So get them back in school, right? And so what we have to do, and so also they say that if a child's not reading by 3rd grade level, when they leave primary education, their life starts unraveling. And so that's the answer to the test. Why are we failing it? So that's the new initiative that Parents for Student Success is pushing with our decision makers, is that all of our children will leave 3rd grade reading at grade level, because that's the answer to the test. So something cute about that is when I grew up, they used to put the spelling words on the board. on Monday, and they stay there all week. So my mother said I always had to get 100 on spelling tests. Why? Because that's the only test that the answers would be there all week. How can you fail that? So if we have the answers to the test, why are we failing it? If they need to read by third grade level, why aren't they? So I want everyone to take a look at the Mississippi Miracle. They went from being 40th in third and fourth grade literacy to now being number 8. That's the poorest state, one of the poorest states, has a high population of African Americans and high population of people who are poor. So now they have proven that you can teach a poor child or a Black child how to read. So we know that if Mississippi can do it, I know the state of Washington can do it, and the rest of us can do it. Also, we know that our children aren't bad, they're bored, so we have to remove mediocrity from their life. And we have to not allow them ever to speak of our children with the word violence, because Blacks are the ones who brought peace to America. We had a whole peace movement that changed the whole world, really. We got our civil rights, and Africa got decolonized. We did that. So we can do that. And when you've um, come beyond the unforgivable, which was chattel slavery, the most atrocious act against humans ever recorded in history. And we got through that because we're all on this little technical thing together. So we figured that one out. So here we are. But so if you have gotten through the unforgivable, the forgivable is doable. So while whites are worried about Trump, we're building ranches. We're having dinner together using technology. We're doing all of that. So it was the silent telephone tree. We said they caused this problem. We aren't going to fix it for them. Fix it for them this time. Every time we go to fix something for America, they stop in the middle and boom. Then here we are again. Everybody gets fixed except us. So this time we're busy taking care of our future. People of like minds investing in our children's well-being and their future. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Welcome from the Pacific Northwest. There are not a lot of us out here, but it doesn't take everybody. It just takes those who are willing to do the work. Thank
Yes.
you.
Sister
Thank
Mason,
you.
Sister Mason.
What?
I just told the group earlier, I was out there in February in the Seattle Tacoma area, and I told them about the Black Community College in Tacoma.
Yes, that's the one Dr. Mims started.
There you go. And I was just telling them about that. I was out there for a conference. At one time, I went to school at Eastern Washington State.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that's where I
Dr.
became.
Jamal Rashid. Well, when you come again, you must look us up, look me up. We'll go out and have a cup of tea or something, and we'll figure out. And where are you located?
I'm in Texas, originally from Chicago. And I have a friend out there who opened up a museum, Clyde Merriweather.
I know Clyde well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he gave me a tour of his facility while I was out there.
Okay. Well, tell him you met Dawn Mason. I go by Dawn here. DAWN, okay. Dawn Mason. Y'all can Google me and get to know me a little bit better. I'll pop up. I was just given the key to the city for my 80th birthday this summer. I know I don't look 80, but I am. And I don't sound 80, but I am. And I don't navigate like I'm 80, but I do. And so that's it.
You guys are definitely making some strides. I mean, because I think you have a total of, with his museum in Tacoma and another, you have like 3 museums out there that cater towards African American.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
No, we got it going on sometimes, and then sometimes we don't get it right. So we have a new mayor out here, and she came to visit with me. And I had told her I noticed that she doesn't seem to have many Blacks around her, hardly any, and definitely no Black women. I wanted to know what was up with that. So she says she's trying. I says, okay. I says, for whites, any warm Black body will do. But I said, I represent all of us, but all of us don't represent what I'm doing. So just don't. That's what they'll say. Oh, we got a Black. It's just warm. I said, we don't do that to white folks. Oh, we got a white person. They have to, what do they bring? What have they accomplished? And so, anyway, so I got her. She has to listen to me.
Look at how
I
you
got the
bring the
key to the
family
city.
together, brother. You see how you bring this family together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
thank you
is
so much. I'm gonna shut up.
good. We appreciate you, sister. Thank you for sure. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Oh, she is doing it. And she was just dropping bombs and pearls all over the place, right? That's the answer to the test. That was my favorite right there. Why are we failing it? I didn't know about the Mississippi miracle, so I definitely looked that up. I got it over here on my screen over here, so I'll be diving into that some more. I got to look up a lot of more of the things, and I got to Google you, sister. Let me get that out there. We're gonna be on that too as well. Then they're like, oh, I love the elders.
Yeah,
Right?
it's Dawn, Dawn Mason.
Got you.
My name is Sabia, but publicly I'm known as Dawn Mason. I'm a former state representative. I'm a lot of things.
Ah, you've been busy.
I've been busy.
You know
Yeah.
Jesse. You know Jesse Wineberry
Of
too.
course, I know Jesse. Everybody knows Jesse.
Oh, I like that. Everybody knows Jesse. All right. That was good. That was good. Man, it's like, y'all really gonna try to make me bring back Sunday dinner, huh? Like for real, because this is definitely what we need more of in the community. And then utilizing the technology to come together, right? To be inspired and to be motivated and to learn a lot, right? Where can we find this recording? Our YouTube page. So I am streaming this. So you can go to, let's see. Yeah, follow us on YouTube as well. We got to do. I don't want to commit yet, Fleeta. Don't do that to me. But after Mr. Mason, I think we might have to. YouTube. So yeah, if you go over there, it'll be under the live stream page over there. Yeah, we got to go back and take notes, right? There's a lot to be gathered and considered. Oh, I am recording. Okay, so we got that for the team. But I love this space because as you were talking, as all of y'all been talking, there's a cross-generational conversation happening, right? Between the elders, us future elders. I'm on the cusp. I got enough grade, or y'all might let me in there. And then sometimes we have the youth involved, right? As well, at least younger, the millennials, and even some Gen Z. Why? I don't know the breakdown, but I know younger, right? I know Queen AJ comes through. She's 16, joins the conversation. I know we got some 30 somethings in the building. Matter of fact, y'all do me a favor. Would you drop your age or your age range, right, in the comments, just so I can kind of see who is sticking around and enjoying the conversation with us. All right, yeah, Gen X in the house. I saw that. All right, okay. Well, I like to see the different numbers, right? 4, 5, 6, 7s, 8s. Octarian decade. I love that. Yeah, so we got us a good range. But these are the conversations we need to have the more of the cross generational conversations, right? I would like to see get some 30 somethings in here, some 20s and 30 something. I guess we have to make I guess I need to talk to y'all to bring your young people, right? How about that? Then we get them into these discussions. Look at me already trying to plan another discussion. I see y'all ain't slick. Y'all gonna get me back into this Sunday dinner conversation. I definitely enjoy it, y'all. I gotta tell you that. I definitely enjoy it. I do miss it. And like as the moments go on, I'm like, all right, how can I make this work? Right? How can I make this work? But I think monthly could work. I know I can do quarterly. I'm fine with that. But maybe even monthly. I would like to engage a little bit more. And yeah, I think that's a good pace. I think that's a good pace. So don't hold me to it. I'm not promising anything yet. I got to talk to the team. But a lot of it is, we don't want to be on the email every day, all day, just all the different things we got going on. So we're trying to streamline stuff a little bit more. I can tell you, if you want more engagement with your community, with a community like this, then come on and join one of our membership programs, right? So whether you join Sankofa Club or you join Sankofa Circle, You have an opportunity to engage with like-minded individuals. That's what I see a lot of comments, right? That's really what this is all about, right? Getting around people who think like you, who are open to these conversations that can expand you, that can grow you. So we are doing that on a weekly basis inside of the Sankofa Club and the Sankofa Circle. So that's happening. If you're interested in that and supporting what we're doing here at Urban Intellectuals, I would definitely appreciate it. You can join here. It's just $225 for the year. Membership meets in this format. Yes, Angela, it meets in this format here, so it's definitely accessible all over the world, right? But the adult class meets once a week, and the children's class meets twice a week for now, right? As we expand, the more members, the more we can do, right? So that's another something to think about because people want more, right? We will always want more, but it's definitely got to make sense. And we got to make sure that the people are there. I can say this, if you sign up just because you want to support the community and you want to support the movement, we definitely appreciate it. But if you sign up because you're interested, show up to the classes, right? Show up to the classes. Bring your grandbabies to the classes. Oh, and for the children, so Sankofa Club caters to the children. Sankofa Circle caters to older teens and adults, right? But for the children, that's per household. So that's not like you got 3 children in your household. You don't have to buy a membership for each one of them. All of them are available to come. We have members as young as 4 years old, 4 to 14 inside of the Sankofa Club. And some of our elder teams are still hanging around being advisors inside of the program. It's a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful thing, but it's getting them around like-minded kids, like-minded children that are learning about their history and their culture, that's respecting their elders and learning different skills inside as well. There's public speaking. There's leadership opportunities inside of the Sankofa Club for the children. You can definitely sign up and check us out. And then the adult class is great engagement from Sister Gwen Ibrahim, which is one of our teachers, who, along with Dr. Anita Lewis, is going after the Guinness Book World Record to teach the longest Black History session in February. So we're excited about that. And then Dr. John Aiden is a former Fulbright scholar that's teaching inside as well. But when you sign up, you have access to all of the previous coursework. There's literally over 400 classes in the Sankofa Club. So I like to use, particularly for the children, I like to use the previous classes for your specific interests, right? So think of this as like an assistant for you. So if you have a child that's interested in a particular thing, say entrepreneurship, right? So then you can go through the portal and pull up the discussions around entrepreneurs so that they can see people who have been successful that look like them. You say you got an engineer, right? You can go look for the classes on Lewis Latimer, right? And go dig into that information. Because I just believe history is the greatest motivational tool that we can use if we use it correctly. I sneak in with Mr. Damon and Ms. Gwen from time to time for the kids aren't there. They are here. I love it. I love the adults are welcome to come to the classes as well. The Sankofa Circle meets in this format. Yeah, I mentioned that. But if you click that link, it'll take you to this page so that you can come on and join. And I want to do some stuff inside the members. I was thinking about making Sunday dinner like a members only kind of discussion. So I'll think about that. But I like this as a wider audience and a community, bringing people into what we are doing and what we are about. So you just fill out the form and then you select club, circle, or both of them. And then it'll be $225 for the year. So you see that down at the bottom, $225 for the circle. And then if you get both of them, it's $425 for the year. So that will help with your entire household. And regularly, the Sankofa Club is $35 a month. The Sankofa Circle is $40 a month. So those, if you want to sign up monthly, that's fine as well. But I just think it's a better value and better support to what we're doing. So Urban Intellectuals, we do a lot around here, and we got something planned for you in January, hopefully January. Hopefully this is ready in January, but we're taking things to the next level, centered around our flashcards, but it's just all a beautiful opportunity to get with like-minded individuals, right? Those of us that appreciate our history, appreciate our culture, and understand how it ties to identity and growth and our longevity of working together. This is the work that we have to do. We always say we're doing important work, and that includes you as well. But we're doing important work because we're serving important people, right? We're serving you individuals, you're serving your family, you're serving your community and the diaspora. All of this is really, really important. And it's imperative that we continue the work that we're on, and to start supporting one another. All right. Any final thoughts? I'll leave it open for any final thoughts and comments, just so we're not here, because we've done marathon Sunday dinner sessions, right? I definitely want to make sure I'm able to lay down and get to Monday. We got a lot of work to do. But any closing thoughts from some of the people having problems at checkout? Ooh, Tamiko, would you happen to be here? Rock, can you just maybe inbox me and let me know what the issue is? Let me see. It may be a browser issue. I will try that. Brother Freddie, thank you so much for hosting Sunday dinner. I'm not prepared to lead 2025. Yeah, welcome in 2026. I think, we definitely, it's time to get up out of this year. Thankfully, get out of this year. I recently started journaling. I'm getting the gratitude now, so I don't want to like say it was like the worst year ever, but it was an opportunity for growth. Excuse me. Woo. It was an opportunity for growth. That's we're gonna put a positive twist on that thing, right? It gives us an opportunity to be challenged, and we definitely grow in challenge as well. Okay, Ra. Let me give you. Please shoot the email here. And then let them know that your problem, and I'll make sure that somebody follows up with you, and make sure we hold the spot for you with this pricing. I'm just not really sure what's going on. I can't dissect that just while I'm on the call, at least. But if you shoot that email, the team will definitely follow up with you. Just glad that we're here together another Sunday before a year ended. Yeah, okay, all right. This was awesome. Anyone interested in more information? Yes, about the world record attempt, make sure that you email Dr. Anita. All right, come on. I don't know if I should call you Sister Dawn now or...
Yeah, Sister Dawn, it's fine. They call me Elder Mason. It doesn't matter. I put my email in the chat if you want to be in touch with me. And I do send out a lot of information. I do a lot of research. I find, like the Mississippi Miracle, I find these things. And then I send them out to people of like minds. Some things might be interesting to them or not. I don't do any scams, and I'm not selling anything. So you won't be scammed. But if you just email, say, hi, I met you at the Urban Intellectuals dinner talk. And let's stay in touch. I want to know what you're doing.
I love it. I love it.
And that's how we can use technology to share it, even though we don't all live together and we aren't on the same plantation. But it doesn't matter what plantation we're on. We need to figure out how to get off. And here's how you get off a plantation. Just walk off of it. There's no fences around it.
Sister Mason, might I suggest, and I know Freddie hadn't said a word, that you join the Sankofa universe. And whenever you have information to share, please post it there too, because it has a very wide audience.
Okay.
I'll put that link in there.
Thank you, Freddie.
Yeah, Dr. Nita be on
Because this is a creative brain trust. Black brilliance.
Exactly. It has inspired me for the last year in ways I cannot imagine.
Okay, Doc.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Mason, for your insight and sharing your information with the community. Dr. Anita mentioned our Sankofa Universe. This is our social network. So, y'all know the topics and conversations that we have around here, Urban Intellectuals. Well, it turns out some of those folks at those other platforms don't like that, right? They don't like that we hold these conversations. So we created our own social network. It's free. Everything is free. Just come on over and hang out with us. But maybe this is the place that we could start to share more and more of these resources with one another and building, instead of, everybody just dancing and singing on these social networks, right? So we can start to form our own brain trust. I love that. So there's the link to that. This was an excellent meeting. Loved it. All right, Dr. Jamal, I definitely appreciate you and thank you for participating. Man, I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out and supported one more Sunday dinner for the year. I think we did about a year and a half straight, right? Weekly. So there's a little burnout. I took some breaks. I feel good. I'm feeling better about this monthly discussion, right? Because I feel like that's enough time for me to get my juices going again and to be fired up. But it's not, it's not a arduous pace where I'm doing it each and every week. Monthly, it feels good. It feels special enough. But now we know we have 12 times to come together, at least virtually. Oh, I think we're going to do some local travel this year, right? Some spots in and around the country. We're eyeballing Savannah. I'm trying to figure out, should we do Charlotte and Savannah together? Alabama, we got to go down there. And I'm looking at some places out west. Then maybe even Chicago as well. So if y'all are interested in traveling with us, of course, we go across, but this is going to be something a little bit different. Along with Dr. Aiden, right? So just imagine the information that he's given inside of the memberships, but talking specifically about the history here in this country, in these areas. All right, off topic, but I've been enjoying the Kwanzaa emails. Thank you for those. Oh, Mildred, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming by. Woo, Angela, Detroit. See, that'd be the trouble, right? Like, okay, can we go everywhere, right? But I'm definitely looking to get a quick first trip going. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you pay attention to the emails. We'll definitely have that. Hey, Zelda, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Glad you enjoyed the conversation. Overall, man, this was great. We're going to bring 2025 Sundays dinners to a close. But hopefully I'll catch y'all on the Sankofa Universe. Hopefully I'll see y'all inside of one of our memberships and have an opportunity to continue these discussions. But I appreciate y'all being here. We are passionate about this movement. I love bringing people together and continuing to build and grow in our understanding, our history, and our culture, but not just to know it, right? We got to use that as our kindling for our fire inside so that we could change everything moving forward. You heard me mention Sankofa a lot, right? So here, Urban Intellectual Sankofa is in the middle of everything. Sankofa Universe, Sankofa Club, Sankofa Circle, right? And our Sankofa Legacy programs as well, right? But Sankofa is a Twi word out of Ghana, West Africa, right? From the Akan people, that means to go back and get it. Go back and get your history, go back and get your culture, and bring it forward with you into the future. We want to bring it because we got to learn from the past to create the future. That is the mantra. That's the movement that we are doing. And that's really what this is all about. This is why I focus on history as empowerment, so that we can have everything, good reasons to come together and learn from one another. Oh, Sister Gwen, you are here. How you doing? Come on in and give us your closing thoughts. We got to hear about this world record as well.
Well, you still can. Hi, everyone. I am so sorry. I am exhausted from yesterday. I led a Kwanzaa experience. It snowed the day before, and but we were blessed. And I've been listening, everyone, but I am just exhausted. But I didn't want to not say anything today. So first of all, happy Kwanzaa, and to everyone, happy New Year. For me, this is 2026 is the year of taking all back. Everything that these folks have taken away, we're going to take it all back in information and however else we can. It'd be wonderful if we could even do land, and let's keep a real clear eye on the U.S. sending bombs to Africa, because there is a man by the name of Prince who would love to take over Africa. He has an army, so that's another discussion for another time. But I also wrote in the chat, please pray for Dr. Lewis and myself for strength so that we can achieve our world record. And it's going to be in Philadelphia at the Enon Tabernacle Baptist Church. We'll be putting information out, and it is going to start at 10 o'clock on December. I'm sorry, not December, on February 27th, and end on Saturday, February 28th. And our church does have like Zoom capacity, but I have to check. So please get in contact with Dr. Lewis if you have other thoughts. And Freddie and I have talked and said that we are going to see if there could be a hookup with urban intellectuals, also by streaming the information, as well as some other things. So we'll be sending information and address. Anybody in Philadelphia, you are welcome to join, and you don't have to stay all night, because during the after 9 o'clock on those days, we're going to have a lock-in. So anybody who does want to stay overnight can be a part of the lock-in. But just for safety's sake, these are strange times we live in, and we don't want to find ourselves in a situation. So we have plenty of security at the church, but we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where, anybody might, think that they can just come in during the night hours. We've had all night prayer, but this is different. And we know that there are people out here that would be against us just giving 30 hours of African and African-American history information. And I want to personally thank her right here in this place and space, Dr. Lewis, for inviting me to be a part of this. This is something that has never been on my bucket list, but it is a blessing and a true honor. So I want to thank her and all of you, because all of you have inspired us. Sister Alicia, she is in our class, and she and I went to Egypt together. Oh yes, that's another Sunday dinner too.
Yes.
I did go to Egypt, and thank you, Freddie, again. I can't thank him enough. Every time I was writing Freddie, I was crying. I was writing him and telling him how much during the trip, how much I thanked him. I was sending him pictures, and so I can't thank him enough for the opportunity that Urban Intellectuals gave me to go to Egypt. Is something that would have never, I won't say never, but I don't think anytime soon would have happened. And it was a trip of a lifetime. I think I thought I was, there in terms of where my thinking was, but I actually touched the pyramid, and something in me it stirred, it just lit me up like something electric. and it's taken me to a whole different level. So I just want to say thank you so much for that. I'm getting choked up now for that opportunity, and my husband is too, glad that he could come along, because it was just an amazing trip to stand on the African soil and then to stand beside an amazing, amazing structure and to go down the Nile River. So we'll talk about that on one of our Sunday dinners, because I'm just still emotional about that. But I just wanted to say to all of you, now you have class on Monday, tomorrow. Remember, please remember, we're doing that because I know you don't want to have class on Thursday, the first, after New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day. I thought about it, but I said, let me, be fair, because I know some people might be going to watch night service, which we know is the time that African Americans were looking for the clock to strike 12 for the emancipation to be put into power, if not practice. So so we're having class tomorrow, and we're going to kind of double back on what we were talking about, and which was Jesus Black, and that's what my Kwanzaa celebration was, connecting the principles to the teachings and showing a Black Jesus. I actually had an actor who did an excellent job. So anyway, I just wanted to say to you all, a blessed new year. I think we're going to see things that we've never seen before. And I'm not going to claim whether they're good or bad, but I do agree. The last thing I'm going to say is I do agree with Freddie. I know this might sound crazy, but Trump being reelected, I was so angry, but I think he is there for a purpose and a reason, and the purpose and the reason is to wake us up, get us off our rear end, and start us moving in the direction that we need to be going at this time and at this space in this place. So again, blessings to all. Thank you. All just for everybody being here. And I will see most of you tomorrow in class, and those that I will not see, and for everybody, have a blessed, healthy, happy, prosperous, and awakening new year. I'm through. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for chiming in after your long day. So we definitely appreciate you. And y'all better be in class tomorrow. All right, teachers watching you now. Don't be acting up. All right, so if y'all have been moved, you enjoyed it, and you want to get more of these types of engagements and experiences and continue learning with Urban Intellectuals, jump into one of our memberships, whether that's for you or for one of your children or grandchildren, great-grands even. You can definitely purchase and then give them access to this as well. So remember, this is per household, so you don't have to worry about if there's multiples. All of them are welcome to engage. Trust me, Sister Gwen enjoys people in the classes. They want more in the classes, so it's definitely wonderful, right? All right, yeah, classes tomorrow night. Yes, all right. So not Thursday. It's typically a Thursday for her classes, but it's the New Year. So
yes, it's class is tomorrow night.
Yes. Excellent. Tomorrow night. All right. Dr. Aiden is tonight, right? So all right, if you jump in, you can get a 2-for-1, right? Class tonight, and an opportunity to jump in with Sister Gwen as well. You don't recall getting the Kwanzaa emails. Shoot an email to support@Urban Intellectuals. You should definitely be getting those. Support@Urban Intellectuals. And that's a good point, right? If any of y'all ever have any questions, issues, or problems, you can always shoot an email there, support@urbanintellectuals.com. We actually answer our support. So if you have an issue signing up or joining, or you just have a question, don't hesitate to reach out to us and engage. We'll definitely follow up with you.
Freddie, did I say I might have said tonight. Class is tomorrow night, tomorrow at 7. Okay, so you all should get the emails. Class is tomorrow night.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
Dr. Aiden is tonight.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why I didn't speak. I'm so tired. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. It's Dr. Aiden's tonight. My class is tomorrow night. All right, I'm out.
Yes. So they join, they can get 2 classes back to back, and dive in. But yeah, I like the energy tonight. I love the participation tonight. If you show up, don't be afraid to get on the microphone. We're all here to learn, engage from one another. You have valuable experience. Your experience and your insight is definitely welcome. I try not to pretend I know everything because it's obvious I don't. So we're definitely trying to lean on the collective intelligence of the group, right? So and the wonderful conversations that evolve from that. So Sunday dinner is generally it is an open space for us to commune, harkening back to those moments at grandma's table with your family and your favorite cousins. And we are sitting around after the food or before the food, getting ready to eat our actual dinner here in a moment, engaging. But I realized I ain't even introduce myself when we jumped in here, so we had a lot of new people. That should have been my sign. I always think everybody know who I am, but my name is Freddie Taylor. I'm the CEO and founder of Urban Intellectuals, and we are honored, right, that you decided to spend some time with us right before the new year. Hope that I hope that you enjoyed this conversation. But the one thought that I'll leave you with as we exit, and it's the predominant thought that I've been having lately. I mentioned that 25 was a really particularly challenging year, and the thought that I don't know where I heard it, felt it, whatever the case may be, is you're right where you're supposed to be. Right? You're right where you're supposed to be. You might think that things should unfold or happen another way or a different particular way, but you're right where you're supposed to be. As this world unfolds in front of us, this is the exact spot that you're supposed to be in. So don't fold, don't run from it, lean into it, and continue to engage and grow. And let's take that energy into 2026. And things are going to always work out for us because you're right where you're supposed to be. So, and you're right here with us. So we definitely appreciate that. But I just want to say thank you for spending the time with us today. Not too bad. We're only 39 minutes over. Grandma didn't throw us out, but she said you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. So we'll see. That's it for us for 2025. You'll see us in 2026, perhaps with another Sunday dinner. So I'm gonna take it slow. I know y'all got me fired up right now, but peace and blessings to everybody. Until next time, good people. Hopefully you join one of our membership programs. Let me drop that one last time. You can click the link and sign up there. But I appreciate y'all being here. As we always say, until next time, love, peace, and power to the people. Good evening, everyone.